What's good, Nahar? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Very much appreciate the voicemail that you left last time. Shout out. Oh man, we are finally back on a Friday where there's not tornadoes. I haven't snapped my driver in half. What else has happened? I wasn't out of town. So yeah, kind of nice just to be back on a Friday and actually get to watch Apex on a Friday once again. So shout out to that. Shout out to that. Like I said, hope you're doing well, Nar, and again, appreciate the support and the voicemails. They have been very good so far, so much appreciated. Alrighty. Should be a good set of games today. Shout out that finally Battleground will have both of their casters finally this week. So you'll love to see that. You love to see that.
And that is an unfortunate spot to try and evac into. And those are big ticks that continue to come across from Low as he just continues to pop and then to find the kill. Crazy Kong does fall. Low trying to keep themselves alive. That's a no-scope, my goodness. I almost thought he was going to find a second.
And here we go,
And now
baby.
it all comes down to this.
Holy if Wolves win this game, I will weak,
For
bro.
all the marbles.
Shout out Wig.
Tell me no name doesn't, bro.
Finished first on our last match point day.
And
Game 6 would at least
Kraber.
bring back what's been a struggle of a day, but Wolves
Infinite Car, Infinite Craver. That's insane.
they've got the advantage.
Oh my god, what bloody
And no scope hit.
Waltzy.
Hold on a second though, Aflo able to find a knock. When comes up to the high ground as well. Well,
Oh my god,
it is
Orchid
1v1.
won!
Oh my god, no saying. Oh my god, no saying.
Team Orchid. Somehow Anakin pushes into the high ground and takes down Obi-Wan.
Q. What a line. What a line from your boy Q. Hey, shout out to the new legend coming. Love that. That should be an interesting one. Excited for it though. Definitely excited for it. Battleground. See you with the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And look at the
back to
boys,
APAC South
Stony
Pro League.
and
This
your
is
boy
Beaver,
Q,
CM, yes,
finally
Q
back
and Stony are
together.
Back together again, like we never left. But Q, it's our last day before the break. But I mean, we have a exciting,
a little 2.5 week
announcement
break
of what's happening on Battlegrounds
after
in
this
2 weeks'
week.
time. So there is something for people to watch in between the break of our ALGS split. But
Shout
with
out.
the 20 squads that are out here today, I'm pretty excited to see how this lobby goes.
This is going to be really fun for the two lobbies, or for the two groups that are playing today. You catch up to the one lobby that is not in here, and at the
And last time they'll play on the current patch till it switches over.
While we won't necessarily have our LAN teams solidified, we'll kind of have a good grasp of them, which does mean today we'll be looking especially for those teams that are kind of that 8 through 12 range, and kind of see how
there's your idea of the scoreboard right now.
I'm really excited.
SAUL leading the way.
At the 20 teams that are playing today,
They got
well,
Wolves,
so
VK,
everyone can see
RQ, and
what
Havoc
teams
ranking
are
out the
here for
top
BVC.
5.
And well, the last time these teams played Q, there's a team that won this lobby
Excuse me.
that I don't think many people pulled out, but one person.
Yeah, big names. They got Ubi
maybe for people
with
who
Easy
don't-
Flash and the boys. You got
non-ball
Wolves,
numbers. Yeah, no,
VK,
PXX had
Weibo,
a pretty big day last time
Gen
around.
G,
I think they are also
which, by
in
the
that
way,
spot where we
shout
were
out
talking about on the
Jayhawk
bubble, so we're gonna be really excited
getting
to
me
see
the
how they're going to be able to carry that
Gen G
momentum
jersey while he
over
was in
today.
Japan.
But when you do look at the rest of
Shout
this
out to
list,
Jay.
you do still have some heavy hitters. Looking at the likes of VK, right? Gen G. I'm also looking at the likes of like Edward Gaming, Weibo Gaming, who are also teams that are in the back end of that bubble. So I feel like when you look at today, the 20 teams that are in here, there are teams that are on the bubble, teams who want to put themselves on the bubble. I mean, you've also got Wolves, of course, who are going to be on the hunt. Today's going to be fun.
Give us your top 3 for today.
Oh, top 3 for today. Oh, I would really, I'm hoping for a Gen G win, although they have been struggling down the back half of a lot of series, I feel like, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye. I'm thinking Gen G, you're going to be rolling with them. I mean, you've got to roll VK, I feel like.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be a Gen G,
VK
VK, Wolves
Gen
day.
G, VK Gaming, Wolves. I mean, it's really hard to go against those
tough
3 in the
at the
top
moment,
3,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, my
The
pick
XXs
and
look
Dark
good, though,
Horse kinda
too.
pick for today is going to be Team Ubi. I do feel like Easy Flash and crew are
Ubi's in
a
good,
due.
too.
Now, also, every team that I've chosen, I
Should
have
be a good one.
put a pretty big curse on them, apparently. So, hopefully, that is not the case
Attaboy,
here
Stoney.
today, but I feel like they are due for a pretty big game as well. We're going to have a look at the map scenes today, and where
Thank
we are
God I
heading.
don't
We
have to
Storm
watch
Point and
fucking
E
Olympus
District
today.
to finish off here for our
We have a
BVC.
weekend
And
where we're
to
free of
start off on
Olympus
Storm Point
finally.
and finish over on E District, I feel like that's going to be some pretty good gameplay for us to be watching today.
It should be really fun.
W,
Stormpoint, of
no
course, obviously
Olympus.
being a consistently consistent map that I feel like everyone, for the most part, enjoys, both spectators and players alike. And then who doesn't love E-District, man? I mean, the end games, I feel like, always give us, I mean, just plenty of packed action. I think what's going to be really interesting as we move through the end of E-District, we've kind of noticed, especially with like the legend bans, right? That
Pause
3,
back
4,
live.
5 mark is where we tend to start seeing things getting a little bit more
I mean,
defensive.
Sojay's
seeing
gotta
the
get
Gibbies
back
coming out, the
live.
Newcastle's coming
I'm
off the
assuming they're
board
just
even.
setting their 10-minute.
You have all of that coming out into play, plus 15,
10-minute
16
delays.
teams left late. Oh man, give it to me. I'm here for it.
I'm excited to see how these games go today for sure. And I mean, there was a team that we were talking about just before, and that's PXX. Well, let's see how they go up against VK here with their set of games that they've had so far.
Yo, Sasso.
Everyone looks to when it comes to
Sasso
the region.
Lord, thank you so
PXX
much for the
not so much,
follow.
but you can see, I mean, can go toe to toe with.
Welcome
the
to
best
the
within
stream.
region,
Hope you're
right?
doing
I mean,
well.
When they're damaged slightly behind,
Appreciate
but
you
not
being
too,
here.
too far. Obviously, both teams have been able to come
How
out
we doing
with
today?
a match day win as well. PXX, a squad that I think has shown. Has the right
Nar,
to
we
be
gotta
at
have
least
better
in
opinions
the
than that.
conversation at the top of the leaderboard, which is where they're sitting right now.
Gotta have better opinions than
Yeah,
that.
and I mean, it's a massive sign for the boys of
Cannot do
VK
Olympus,
Gaming
bro.
as well, because
Cannot
it's a
do
team that
Olympus. We can't.
had a really bad split too. Yes, they didn't have QQ, but to see how dominant they have been so far throughout
So
split one
gross. I
for
hate
Pro
it
League
so much.
this year. It's a great sign. But also you look at PXX, and
Single
this is a team
best
that's been
map
put together at the start of this season, and they're
Insane.
starting to really show that
ever in the
they're a
history
team
of every game.
that are to be reckoned with as well. So it's an exciting
You're wild
set
now.
of days today, and I mean, there's a lot of
No, are you about to
players
be in
that are
Vegas?
out here, Q, who have been doing some amazing things.
going to
And I mean,
Vegas
let's
later
start
in the
off
year?
with QQ, because he has just been insane.
Yeah, I mean, QQ has been really good, popping off so far this split. I mean, 34 kills. I mean, when you look at the KDA, 3.71,
Yeah,
obviously
QQ.
a big damage
The
leader as
legend
well.
himself.
I think the big thing for me when you look at VK,
Bro's been
they're
playing so
like
good.
the highest point average when you talk about on maps where it gets cluttered, like on E-District. And part of it has
He's
to
been
do with
so
the
good.
fragging potential of QQ, who just really helps lead the way for the squad.
I wish they streamed,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
It'd be so
had
nice to have a VK
well, you know, the
POV.
year that we'd expect this guy to have. He's one of the best in the region, in the game. We know how good he is.
Yeah, so for those who've hopped in, basically the teams we're looking at today, we got 2C1M, we got Autobots Esports, shout out Autobots. Don't really know them, just a dope ass name. Edward Gaming, Fizz6, Gen G, Grape Soda, Kakoi, Mama Clubs, VK Gaming, Weibo Gaming, Black Hole, Dog Red, Nah, PXX, QWQ, Deep Cross Gaming, Rendang, Tom Young Kun, Ubi, and Wolves Esports. I've been looking. I just want to stay at the hotel across the street. Round trip flights are me like $70 for round trip flights. I know you're West Coast, but damn, that's gotta be nice. My shit's gonna be a few $100, but it'll be worth. It will be worth, and got plenty of time to save up
Is
for
really,
it too.
really help leading the way for the squad.
I mean,
So,
how
I'm
can you
excited.
not talk about Asia? Gen G. Now, that would... Obviously, we know how good Dex is.
All right, you
as
redeemed
well.
yourself
It
from
feels
your
like
Olympus
we
opinion
need a
because
really
I'm
big
picking
day
Gen
from
G
Asia
today, which
today
means
for
they're
Gen G's to
absolutely
take
getting
it.
last place.
Yeah, we've seen that Gen G has continued to do a really good job of being able to pop off when it comes to KP through this season. Right now, sitting towards the the edge of the bubble.
Yeah, it really feels
because
like
of
it's going to be
placement,
VK,
but we
Gen
have
G,
to
or
go out and
Wolves
get
today.
KP. Who else better to do it in the region?
But
than
PXX
Asia's,
and Ubi have also
always
played
seems to
really
be able
well,
to find the
so
highlight plays, and you said it. If they're going to be looking to be able to pop off today,
they could be ones
they gotta
too,
rely on this young man here.
potentially. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I feel like we've covered as much as we can cover, Q. I mean, 20 squads out here, and it is a pretty stacked lobby. Now, like I said, we do have some amazing stuff coming to Battlegrounds in these next 3 weeks. We also do have a charity event, which will be on the 15th of May, but on the 16th of May, which will be announced in between Game 3 and 4, so everyone stick around. We've got a pretty exciting tournament coming our way here on Battlegrounds as well. Everyone that's in chat, we do have 2 lots of coin packs to give away today.
Okay, a little teaser of a
4,350
tournament.
coins each pack. Now, we all know the new season is coming in what, 4 or 5 days? It's a pretty good time to get some coins up your sleeve, Q.
One of
for
the
that
best
new season
logos.
and
Yeah, I
get
mean,
yourself
it's
that
hard to
battle pass. So stick
hard
around.
to
As
disagree
you know,
when you
the
got
code
the
word in chat
Premier
usually
League
is
soccer
APAC South. That will
team
be
logo.
live after
Even
game
though they're about to get
number
set
1. So
down
stick
to League
around
One,
for
or not
that
to League One,
as
to
well.
the
Q,
championship.
is there anything else we need to talk about before we do get into game number 1? It does look like we're very close for the action. Is
I
there
will say
anything
though,
you're
this
looking
Gen
for
G
here
jersey
heading into
is
Stormpoint?
so sick.
So I kind of mentioned
Really
it a
glad
little bit
I-
earlier, but I'm
really
gonna
glad
be focused on
I was
how
able to get
Gen
it,
G can
slash Jay
start
was able to get it.
today. Right now, they're currently sitting in 10th. They lead the region in KP, and that's even with them technically being short of a match day, right? So we know that they have the ability to frag out. One thing though is they're struggling getting to the end.
You think
game.
Q is
They are
very
currently
big on
10%,
Ghost
just-
Energy
just
by
shy
chance?
of 10th on the season, which for Gen G is
Shout
a
out.
place that we're not used to seeing them, and especially for a team, as I did mention earlier, who feels like they kind of struggle in the back half of series. It feels like they're really going to have to put their best foot forward on Storm Point. So you got 3 games at it. I think Storm Point is where they have gotten one of their 2 game wins.
Yep.
So let's see if they can do it in one of these first 3 matches.
Talking about Storm Point, I think there's one thing that we haven't covered, and that is where everyone is landing for today over on Storm Point. It does look like we are waiting for Gen G to get into the lobby. So we've got enough time to talk about Storm Point. And we'll go and have a look right now where these guys are landing. And, well, you can see right there exactly where everyone is. And Gen G landing at Cenote Cave, which I really like because that seems to be the POI that teams come out of with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you see a lot of teams tend to prioritize Cenote as
Who do you have
a
in the
good POI
frame
to
right
be able
above
to
the
draft.
camera?
So love seeing Gen G get that there. Kind of surprised they were able to pick it up in the 8th spot, if we're being perfectly honest. But hey, to each their
Are you
own.
talking about
I'm
the plate,
also,
the home plate
gonna
that's
be
behind
looking
me?
towards Wolves at Down Beast, another POI
Or what are you talking
that
about?
tends to seem to kind of be a PowerPoint. But man, I'll tell you what, if things
Or are you
end
talking
up
about the
going
jersey that's
towards that
behind me?
northeastern side, you go up towards VKG, you go up even towards Edward Gaming. Watch out. One thing I forgot to mention about VK Gaming, they've had our best conversion rate thus far when you talk about going from top 10s to top 5s. 90% of the time that they get into the top 10, they're able to convert those into top 5. So we'll see if they can continue that rate here today, Sony.
Yeah, just let me know what you're
for
asking,
you,
I guess.
Pylon, I really like that as well.
Oh.
It does look like I'm pretty sure that's Coastal.
Yeah, we got Bolin right here.
Free as well. So it'll be interesting.
So yeah, that's Bolin from Weibo Gaming. And then this is Kakoi. This is Deep Cross Gaming. This will be Gen G, and this will be
split their landing in this situation. But we'll wait and see, and it does look like game 1 is not too far away.
Dog red.
What are you looking at when you look at this map today, and how teams have drafted, considering majority of the picks here looks like a lot of them were in the first round?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? We do see that on E-District because of the fact that a lot of the POIs have plenty of real estate.
Yeah, decent amount of teams were not streaming from what I could tell. I can double check again.
It kind of makes sense, a lot of teams wanting to prioritize here. I am going to be really interested, especially for teams who I think when we look at overall in the standings, who can still make some plays again. Of the likes of EDG, even Weibo Gaming, who are dropping like dead center in the middle of the map, but Jurassic, who are next to Ubi, who you had mentioned earlier. I think
yeah, not that many people are live, unfortunately.
Really off to a
at least from what I can see. Hopefully that'll change here in a minute, but
their last time out, Stoney, they're also dropping dead center of the map, so they should be able to have, I mean, at least a decent priority to really any end game sort of zones here.
It feels like Kakoi as well, a team that has a pretty good position here for this map. I feel like they have a good chance to really turn their series
I'm hoping Gen
around
G goes
well,
live.
We're
Be
not
great
too
to have
far
Gen
from
G
game number 1. As we
in
know,
there.
There's some big hitters out here. You got Wolves, Esports, VK Gaming, Gen G. Last time we said this would be the lobby that would full send. It was one of the craziest days for games. We had, I think it was 2 games in a row with 18 plus teams nearly standing in Olympus. So this lobby has the potential to go either way here today, and I think that's what makes B vs C so exciting here in APAC South.
Yeah, I had mentioned it last week, but I do want to reiterate the point. I think for a region that traditionally in the past, Estonia, I think has at times been a little overly aggressive, I've really been enjoying seeing the discipline across the region, seeing those really packed.
Gen G was in A before.
From
From what I've known, they have never been in an A. As far as I'm aware, they've always been APAC South, but I mean, I could be wrong from like the very, very early days because I didn't start watching till year 3, or like watching like in depth till year 3. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, Gen G's always been APAC South, but I could, like I said, I could be wrong.
Closest competitions we've seen, and again, that's across all 4 regions, and APAC South has been no different. But to see Gen G down where they're at,
there's no way Gen G is not streaming.
For them, a team that you do have to look at now, knowing that you're coming essentially down the home stretch here, with this being their 4th Matchday.
Let's just hope this one person that is not in the game gets in the game here for game number 1. But so far, we have covered, basically you could all cover here in APAC South. We know how many teams.
Asia go live, bruh.
And hopefully we can get into the action very soon, but it does not look good at the moment. But I do like that we are starting on Storm Point. It does feel very different because I feel like we haven't seen Storm Point first for a while.
I feel like we haven't seen Storm Point first for a while, and I know that I had the 1 week that I missed, but I feel like we've been seeing so much of a just different order of E-District with the Olympus. So no Olympus today. We start off on Storm Point, which again I feel like
Thank God, no
I feel like
Olympus.
when you look
Thank
at
God.
the map's probably the one that I think most agreed upon between spectators and competitors of which ones you like is kind of the most balanced between the two. So why not get started there? And I'm looking through. And unfortunately, I think we have one player missing from VK. Got to hold the pocket to be able to make sure you can make your way into the drop ship, man. More than likely going to be seeing a
Slight delay before game one. Shout out to the comms from Q. The man himself. 10-ish minutes.
That's
All
it.
right.
So chat, sit back,
Good
relax.
comms.
We're gonna hit you with a BRB.
Whose
screen.
fault
Yes,
is
it's
it?
Very early for this, but this is
Who
Apex
did it?
Legends. We usually don't have this kind of problem.
Who we yelling at, Q?
Something that we're very used to here in APAC South. Not it was
Asia
a very, very
go
tough time.
live.
But we'll be right back with some Apex action for you just around the corner.
Just want Asia go live, bruh. Come on. They were at X Games. Got it. ALGS knowledge is mixing with league knowledge. Fair. Very fair. Well, we got a tragic way to start the night, but you know what? It'll be all good. Because once the action starts, it'll be great. We'll absolutely enjoy ourselves. For sure. We'll say though, definitely excited for the new season. Does look pretty fun. Will stuff be broken? Probably. So would probably just wrap your head around that fact. But it's all good. Who are you going for in the other regions? I really want to see Zeta Division do well. I think that'd be sick to see, you know, UKF join this new, or this org coming back into Apex and doing really well off the bat. They just won their last match day, so I'm excited to watch them tonight because I haven't seen them play in Pro League yet. So yeah, excited for that. Unlimited's always a fun story to follow. Noses Fox will be one that's fun to follow for APAC North. Just with Mia K, Gavo, and Kakagori. That'll be a fun squad. They've been playing pretty well so far. For Mia, obviously seeing like Alliance and Aurora matchup. I'm personally a big fan of Bandits, which is now signed to Elite Esports. Definitely love seeing them play. So those are definitely some of the ones from the other regions I'm excited for. Virtus Pro, obviously, which was Pot, should be an interesting one as well. Yeah, didn't really expect, you know, necessarily for them to pop off, but they've been playing really well, so they'll be a fun story to watch too. So we'll we'll kind of wait and see on those, you know, but it'll just be nice today because we are after today everybody will be through 4 match days and we'll be approaching the roster transfer window, which is sick. It'll be the first time we've ever had that in Apex, so Excited to see how that plays out. Still not live. There's just no way someone from Genji is not streaming. Surely. We're really not streaming Genji. Are we serious? Yeah, the new legend looks insane. I'm excited though to try it out. It's gonna be a good time on Monday to do the preseason test. So I am excited for that. That should be a fun one. Bro, wow, there's nobody from Genji streaming. No.
Versus Metro in a 1v1.
So tragic.
Looking to make the play here is Dooms with the R99 in hand.
I'll keep holding out hope that somebody streams, but it's not looking good.
Takes the stick. Oh, imagine if you can hit the Kraber shot, finds it. Oh, it's a big opening with the Kraber, pushes right through with the R99.
Not looking good. Yes, Nar, correct. That rule, as far as I'm aware, still applies. They still would have to maintain 2 players. It does have to be the same 2 players that held their spot from like the preseason. But yeah, just any 2 rostered players have to maintain a spot. And I don't think that applies to subs anymore, because I'm pretty sure subs have to play like a minimum number of games now. At least they have to play a minimum number of games to accumulate the champs points from Pro League. So, so yeah, that'll be one to keep an eye on. Well, there we go. Island has got the knowledge. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's the number I had in my head too. So glad at least somebody else thinks the same.
How about low with the absolutely cleaning up? That's 1, make it 2. Oh, I thought it was gonna be 3.
I told myself I shouldn't drink a Red Bull, but I'm gonna do it.
Limited Kraber shots though, make you feel comfortable.
Especially with the delay, I'm gonna do it.
Off in the opposite direction. Havoc lands right in front of Wolves Esports.
Yo, stoked for the watch party. Much appreciate it. Glad you're in here. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, definitely excited to be back on Friday. Like I said, I missed the last few with a mix of being out of town or having snapped my driver in half. And just not being in the mood to stream. My power going out 1 week as well because of some nasty storms we got. Found out there were 6 tornadoes all within 10 miles of my house. So shout out to that. But thankfully we were all good. So I just lost power for a few hours. But so yeah, it's been an eventful last few Fridays, I gotta say. So glad that we're back. We get to watch the APAC South. And yeah, I could be watching APAC North Sunday morning as well. So yeah, Nar, I'm not technically in Tornado Alley here in where I'm at in Illinois, but somehow we've had some crazy weather when it came to April. In terms of just really severe weather. I think we should be good now moving forward, but it was insane.
Oh my god, no say. Oh my god, no say.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Sleep. Yeah, definitely glad I also am okay. And then like my family lives in town too, like both my sisters and my parents, but they were all like on the other side of town where stuff wasn't happening. So I was actually the closest one to anything, but they were all good. So yeah, very, very happy that we were all good with that situation. Yeah, I saw your comment, which definitely makes sense because I know of the 1 restart rule. And obviously watching the main broadcast, we don't necessarily see like the restart from our end. So yeah, I mean, I know they technically you know, you gotta follow the rules. You know, you gotta follow what they already have in place. So yeah, I definitely understood the decision. Like I said, I think just like personally for me, like I just feel like anybody in that situation, I wouldn't have mind the restart, but again, it's not like anything I'm gonna die on that hill at all. So, I definitely understand the rule though. That's for sure. And yeah, when it's like their own personal internet too, it's like it's one of those things. It's like unfortunate, but also at the same time, like you got 5 dudes in one place trying to all be on the same internet. Like, definitely can cause some problems, but it happens. Yeah. What's up, Drop? No, we've run into a delay to start with, I believe. To start with, one player wasn't able to connect. And then, yeah, there was just some long delay. Q had come in and said there was like a 10-minute delay. So, yeah, you haven't missed anything at all. I thought Internet in the US was amazing. Well, here's this thing. Internet normally is good, but it really depends on your provider of who is doing your internet. And then, like, what internet you choose to have. Because, like, people that do, like, crazy content or, like, really depend on, like, their internet to always be available and going, they're going to have, like, the fiber or, like, crazy type internet versus, like, me. Like, I've got really good internet, but I've also, again, I've seen people that will have the same company I do, but choose to not have, like, a good package, so. That was all gaming and streaming. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just one of those situations. Alright, it can happen.
We are here, finally.
Who the fuck let us respawn from death boxes?
Underway.
I'm not gonna shit on it yet, Islander, because I do want to see how the mechanic plays out. Just to kind of see how the timings are and stuff. I don't mind like mix-ups to the game and stuff, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays. But obviously, if it's like super cringe, then yeah, would it be the best? But I'm gonna see how it plays out before I get too many opinions on it. So
ears to the street, haven't been keeping up on social medias and stuff.
If I still played Apex, I'd be scratching my head heavily. Good comms, good comms, Star. Good comms from you.
We'll have to wait and see. Hasn't really helped teams in the past.
So I will say on the unlimited nades thing, as far as I'm aware, that is not a thing. I can't go into too many details. I don't know everything, and obviously I could still be surprised because I still haven't seen patch notes or anything. But at least from the things that I've seen, it's not a thing.
I think one thing I've really been enjoying
but
seeing for them, you and I,
you know, we'll obviously wait and see.
Throughout the course,
we will wait and see what happens.
I guess they called them the Open or whatever.
I hope it's not. I really hope it's not, because that'll be bad.
Coming out on top to be able to qualify.
Yes, I could see it in wildcard for sure. Which honestly, that'd be kind of funny in wildcard. I'm not gonna lie. You could have just like a grenade only game and just go crazy. But you never know. We'll have to wait and see though. But again, I am excited though. I think there's a lot of cool shit. And obviously some different buffs and stuff that we haven't really seen for characters lately. So, plus the new legend will be sick. I think the no tridents is gonna be nice. Also, what's gonna be sick is the health bar change, which I don't know if you guys have seen that, but honestly, I think that's gonna be a huge W if it plays out the way I think it's gonna play out. To where you have to have line of sight, because if that's the case, then Bang gets a buff.
Yeah, they haven't really been
yeah, so the health bar changes, like obviously right now, like when you get hit, like your health bar like automatically like pops. Well, now from what the change looks like, you have to have line of sight on the player. And even if you do have the line of sight, the health bar disappears a lot quicker. But as soon as you break line of sight, it immediately goes away, from what I've seen. And so you can't like follow somebody behind walls anymore because you see their health bar, right? And so my hope is that with that change, Bangalore smoke then actually becomes like worth again, because you can smoke yourself and you know your health bar, it doesn't give you away, you know. So
way here for our
I just
Group
think it makes
B
sense. I think the
versus
health
we are
bar thing
watching
is
Weibo
stupid.
Gaming rotating in at the moment.
Personally,
Closest team to them
the
is
way they had it
Kiko, and looks
right
like
now.
they're
So,
rotating more towards that bean area as teams.
So I'm
are
hoping
starting
it
to
changes,
understand where
but
this zone is going to
we'll
end
see.
for game number 1.
but yeah, for those who didn't see
As
it,
you know,
got
two
main
last
broadcast
times, like I
here,
said,
and
these
then
teams
the couple
played. It
streams
was
that
a
I was able to
very,
pull,
very
which again,
slow set of
if you look at a
game.
lot of the
I feel like
streams, like try to look through all the
now, a lot of
players,
people don't
all the
like
ones that are
play
grayed out, I think don't
Lane,
stream
but it doesn't
ever.
look we can
The
see
ones
the
here,
ball
they
being
have a
used on
Twitch,
Newcastle's
but
side.
they're not live because it would show this if they were live. So, yeah, it didn't have too many options from some of the bigger name teams. Because unfortunately, the likes of like Gen G is not streaming. So, even though he streams like all the time, so very tragic.
We've actually seen Valkyrie getting banned in APAC South, whereas I'm not sure we've really seen that be the case elsewhere. Now, you did mention as far
Looks
as
like
how we've
Kakoi
seen some slower
was in an
games.
odd
Of course, we do
position.
have teams that have already started making their way out towards the west here, trying to
Yes,
find
I
themselves
100%
at least
agree.
a little bit of real estate. And while there are still some teams who are looking to try and
Yeah,
at least
I mean, being able to communicate with your teammates, the amount of damage that you've done,
teams have a really good read on this.
is such a huge part of Apex. And yeah, I don't understand why
teams are trying to rotate through that
it's been like that for so
at
long.
the moment. One legend that is still out here and seems to not been getting banned lately as well is that Alter. All of a sudden, looks like maybe Phys6 Gaming could be in a little bit of trouble as TYK
Could be, yeah, could be Islander.
aggressive here early on. Using that arm
Looks like,
to
yeah, we got a
shoot
TY,
his gun.
fight
It
with
does get down
TYK
one.
here.
All of a sudden, Phys6 on the back step already and looking to be the first team eliminated.
decent
here.
shot.
Oh
Ooh.
my god, YRV should be able to move in and clean this up. There's only one man left standing. It's a 1v2.
And there you go. Phys6 out early.
on.
Spicy soup, man. They do come with.
Honestly, I like that comp. I honestly would agree with that. I do think the health bar thing should be off at ranked. Or if they really do want it in ranked, just keep it in like the rookie and like bronze lobbies for people to like get used to ranked, and then you get rid of them eventually.
In that similar spot here, Stony, I feel
But no, I 100% agree. I do think they should be off.
See Roy, they're a player that you always would love to see on LAN. I feel like
Here we got a fight for DCG down the corner.
At least through history, and we've seen that.
没问题，不要，我拿力量，我拿力量。
What the hell?
好爽哦！轰天雷视野还送了一台车给我们，劝你老妈嫁，劝你妈。
This is incredible. He's still laughing. Like, what is happening?
填完了走吧，这个剪一下的啊。直接开着我们的。
Oh my god, that was incredible. I'm so glad I tuned in for that. That was incredible.
In that
Dude,
for that back end
Bam, shut the hell up.
up. 0-point banger.
Shut the hell up. This man's finally back on a stream for once in fucking God knows how long, and he's already talking shit. Alright.
If you can mount back in match 2, you are quite fine. You were looking and keeping an eye
We got
on
Ubi here in the top corner, which is Easy Flash and the boys.
Left alive, and I think they're gonna tuck tail and run because Weibo has come in and they've been able to clean up too.
Yeah, Weibo though, they're gonna rotate back this.
Which is tough for the boys over at Ubi because they played really well their last match day. So is he still down here singing?
The Alters left.
We can. OK。哎，野兽上升处有一队啊，开车的。哦。Fuck！ 你俩这是玩你妈的！找一个。
Oh my god, what is happening?
我先靠过去，我先找你。
Oh, that's incredible. They're just laughing their ass off. Yeah, we see Black Hole go down to QWQ. Dude, that has checked me so bad. I'm just like not locked anymore after all that. That was hilarious. Yeah, the Autobots esports was fantastic. I'd love to see that name.
Looks like it's going to be a hard Cenote zone here.
Yeah,
to
Apex
start
has
off
got
as well. It's
some
gonna move
interesting
out to the
personalities, to say the least.
So we haven't seen one of these zones for a hot minute, Q. It does look like Genji Esports.
Of course,
who have
Bam,
been
I did
gifted
miss
the
you.
zone
But we
in
see
a
here, we see
spot
this
here early.
zone pull all the way back. So if you're watching NA scrims earlier, this is a zone we saw, and essentially where Genji currently sits is one of the best spots. The biggest thing though right now is that they, oh my goodness, the absolute ripping into them right now. If you just streamed, I would love your POV, please. But only bad thing about Genji's spot is with alter and play right now, the ability to queue up on them is very high. So they have to be very cautious of the space that they're holding. Which is actually really interesting that they're not running alter to start with. One thing you'll see with APAC North and APAC South is that alter is not a lock pick like they are in EMEA and the Americas region. So you'll definitely see a difference in that right now, as you see Genji, for example, running the Val Crypto and Mad Maggie. So
be able to really stretch out and be able to show a presence.
yeah, it looks like we have lost Koi from what it looks like. So we'll just go to
relatively close. Of course, PXX will be out of the
our 4 screens here.
So they shouldn't really be seeing any fight down here on the southwestern side. That will be good news for PXX, as they'll kind of be able to just sit in the shadows.
But yeah, it'll again, that zone will definitely be pulling all the way back like we saw, so people that can get to that top rock will be in really good shape. Again, Genji right now looking like they're in God spot, so we'll have to wait and see.
Aggressive once again. They do need to be careful. You kind of put yourself in the middle of 2 teams. Dexter with some beautiful shots.
Here comes the crypto, so they're gonna go for this. Oh, and they get the Maggie ball onto the Gibby bubble. My goodness.
Getting the wrecking ball out. He needs to be careful.
Looks like another team came into third that, so they're gonna back all the way up out of that.
And it does look like
Looks like we got Dog Red there in a fight. And they are just getting absolutely ran, and that is Dog Red out of the lobby there for now.
BK Gaming in a tough spot.
So we will hide their POV.
Reset for now, and as more teams continue to make their way, that means teams like the likes of PXX won't quite be able to extend.
Yeah, TYK getting some KP there onto Dog Red.
In that 16th position.
More like Dog Dead. All right, Nar. You might need to go take a lap after that one.
But man, a tough
go take a lap around the house. We'll see you here in a couple minutes.
TYK, they're getting cooking here. They've already got 2 team wipes, and we've only got 5 squads off the board.
6 now with Ubi just going out. So very tough start here.
Yeah, we actually see here that DCG was able to get into the backside of Cenote here. So actually not in too bad of a spot right now.
Well, in 20 seconds time, they're going to realize that they have zone still Q. And
more
they're
like
pretty
Dog
happy
Dead
with the
is just
position that they're
crazy.
in.
Yeah, I mean, there are enough teams that have pulled down this far to the southwest that they should, despite the fact that they don't technically have the ring knowledge, they should know that this is pulling down towards them. So they should just be able to continue to kind of low and slow, like a good roast, sit up there on this rock and continue to poke and prod away. You would really like to be able to upgrade those Evos up to purple, though, before the end game hecticness does pop off, but they're already well on their way.
Let's see here. I think Tom Moon Coon was a team that had somebody streaming, right?
Before we get into
yeah, they did. We'll go ahead and pull them up too.
Rotating in, and well, game 1 so far slipped up to expectations for this group, and it's still 14 squads standing.
No, that's fair. That's very fair.
He's trying to find a spot to rotate on in. I'm guessing
yo, Bobberts, what's up, man? How we doing? Hope you're doing well, man.
Of the zone, trying to find just a little bit of real estate, but Gen G has the location of them. And
what you up to, bro? You been playing Apex still lately?
As well, if they happen to have that trident that does stop in.
Hopefully you've been doing well, man.
Now, though, they're just going to prioritize making sure that they can continue to hold on to the high ground. Doesn't look like
oh my goodness.
them. Meanwhile, back towards Mill, it's
Rendang in our top left corner here. They're going for the absolute run in here.
But their teammates are going to have to clean things up.
Yeah, Basti does move back, and
but Ronin gets in a little too deep though, and he gets wiped.
On the Ronin, so all of a sudden, Rendang down to a duo. Autobots Esports, who control alt defeat. Also down to a duo here
Autobots
as well.
Esports.
Gen G, though, looking
Now I see
to
Gen
get
G
into
going
a
down.
fight with 2C1M being a little bit too aggressive on that height. Now all of a
Now
sudden,
Dexter's gonna try to get out of
Gen G
here.
in a position to go out at 14 with not many.
And now I
capabilities as
think
well.
they wrapped zone here, so now they should be in a really good
Make
spot.
shake here. I mean, you do have Dexter that can maybe at least play out of sight, out of mind.
My
and then
goodness.
be able to use that Valkyrie to at least be able to relocate.
We
to a
gotta go
more-
listen to this.
来，给一个，我看一下，给资讯，哇，你给资讯啊？
很丑，位置很丑，他用 TP，他 TP 回去，应该是防区的，
没事没事没事，不急哦，不急。
Some good KP for them so far. Looks like they got at least 5.
那我要做的事情呢，我不要屌你了，有没有小补啊？
没有，我跟你说，左边我们用人看，你右边给满资讯，你去右边，路易生你去右边。
Love to hear that, Bobbers.
因为左边位置很好看的，我们左
Love
边。
to hear that for you.
拜托，往我们这边刮，老子好不容易。
The upgrade to the PC, love it.
哎
What'd you upgrade? Just like
白
everything?
你可以跟我吗？白弟，你跟我们把那台车开过来啊，不然那台车感觉是一个。
I appreciate keeping up with the pod though. I know you've always been supporting us for a while, so definitely appreciate that.
这组一直想尝试。
OK，然后你开回去，
前面是有一组的。
你开。
So they should be rotating in. We'll go back to the main broadcast here. And QWQ also having a really good game so far as they clean up Rendang. And down to our top 10. Oh, some really good shots with that alternator. Holy.
The only problem is they've got the high ground, Anakin. You've got to back down.
Yep. All of a sudden, QWQ holding their own on the height as well, trying to stay alive. TYK was the team that
TYK gonna be in a pretty solid spot here.
Because this next zone is a tough rotate in here for a lot of these teams on that northern side.
Be incredibly tough for the likes of Wolves, who are actually currently taking a fight with Mama Club off.
Oh, that's right. You were streaming from your Xbox. I forgot about that.
Straight down on into him as No Name gets a little bit of opening damage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to really turn this fight around.
So this man is committed to the PC lobbies now.
Crazy Kong will be the last one left alive. We'll try and
Bro,
stick
Nar,
be able to
Q
survive 'cause
will
Sacco
100%
is 1v1
bring up
turning into a 1v2.
references.
Mama Club's the last one
to
left
Star
standing
Wars.
is the Caustic, which is good. The traps will come out still.
I'm pretty sure
Try and
Q
get
lives
the
like
ultra.
in like Illinois or like
Yeah,
somewhere
out comes
like
the Caustic,
in the Midwest.
although from Wolves
He's
and
just on
see if they
APAC
can
South
try and
time.
Get the reset here on No Name, and then all of a sudden, Team Wolves are in a pretty good spot, but this rotate in is gonna get.
And we
real tough
do
here in a
lose
second.
TYK down the bottom right, which they were in a pretty decent spot, but looks like they got pushed off and they end up dying now.
BKG is inside of the zone, and they're trying to see.
And man, DCG is in such a good spot here. Just absolutely getting teams killed in on the walk. Down to our top 7 here.
Need to rotate just a little bit to their south. They're in a decent spot as far as for now. Of course, they've also got that Kraber in hand. Weibo Gaming trying to use this high ground to see what they can make happen.
My goodness, Mama Club's trying to get this walk in here, and he's just going down too.
Weibo Gaming stays on the high, gets some more kills. Now all of a sudden, Wolves Esports trying to find a spot. Crazy Kong, the last one standing for his crew, somehow getting away.
Oh my god, that could be a crazy rat spot. And a big
well.
spot here for Weibo Gaming, the bottom left, and down they go as well.
BK Game.
The problem is they're surrounded by so many squads. If they do wait where they're at, they're gonna have to keep rotating on their north.
And we're going to try to lock in here with DCG and see how they can finish this game out.
我跟你说，你
Is that the one with Spock?
你去开
Damn,
边，
that's
然后这边
insane.
我们看，他开来博，
Lace is not on the stream, no.
你去开边，
No, she used to be a part of Longshot, but Longshot no longer does APAC South. It's Battlegrounds. So it'll just be Stony and your boy Q.
我还没看，
You can just call him Q, obviously, but
这边完全没人哦，这边完全没人的哦。
let's see. We're down to our top 3 squads.
左边在洞穴里面，左边在洞穴里面，他们在这里金标。
We got QWQ, PXX, and DCG.
打我啊，来打我啊！
Bro, these guys are just trolling. Hello?
打我啊！打我啊！哎，为什么打我？
What am I watching?
我在看，都在里面，都在里面，都在这个里面，都在这个里面，他们要踢出去的。他们在这个里面，他们在这个里面，对，这个洞，一个洞。
Bro's just aura farming right now. Like, what the hell?
可以。一楼，在谁炸？
不是我的，他不是一我，他不是一我们。
对不住了，
我没大招，注意一下哦。
好，我要你把左边找出来。没杀那就给他出来，那就给他出来，反正不干我们的事啊。
不干我事，我还在扫，我需要大招，我还在扫，我持续。
It looks like both teams will be below here, trying to walk up.
我大招安全。
持续扫，他们好像全部都进去了，好像。
This should be DCG's game to win here.
吃了，怎么说？
别吵，我他妈文气爆了，干你娘的，干！
你好烂呐！
等我吗？等我一下，哥哥。
有缺资源吗？我可以偷点大电。
我还不缺，都不缺。我在看。
Leave it to you. I got you, bro.
你可以烧我这里吗？
I'm tapped in, man.
我们决赛圈。
I got you.
你可以烧我吗？给他们压力。
他们人都在这边，他们那边要互打，我不能给他们压力啊！我让他们这边的人被压过去，然后我们要压。
Again, top 3 situation here. QWQ,
我左边防区。
Deep Cross Gaming, PXX.
左边一队，这里。
This should be a DCG win.
这外围跟这个里面啊，这外围这个里面。
好的。
Just gotta watch for some of these alter plays that could be made, though.
胜利开始了，跑出来了！干你娘的，为什么可以出来？干你娘的，当自己家哦，滚回去。
没错，我这边就是决赛圈了，我这里。
And these guys absolutely need a huge day if they want to get themselves into the race for land. So this is very important for DCG.
两个 EMP， 2个 EMP 爆了，我还是无人机啊。
他们要爆了。
爆了一个。
找一个。
我去看了，你有大吗？
有在啦，帅哥。
And here comes the third. Once the teams clear themselves out, great ball from Soj. He's got to get this first knock, though. There's a trade. 2v1.
加油！他脸上，他在脸上。加油！
Oh my god, this is electric stuff. And that is your game 1 winners, DCG.
Start us off on Storm Point with a
Getting the game number 1 win. And I mean, that'd be a banger of a game, too. We'll take a look at the results here. Yeah, we got a 24-point game for DCG, but QWQ is your first place team overall with a 25-point banger in that first game, having 16 kills. But then PXX is there in third with 11, TC1M in fourth with 10, and Wolves Esports in fifth with 8. The actual standings for that game was DCG, QWQ, PXX, Wolves, and 2C1M. So again, taking a look at where DCG is at, this is the live leaderboard. So with that first place, if they were to end the day in first and the scoreboard held where it's at right now, they would have they'd be jumping up to 10th place. So that's why it's huge for them. And again, the big thing about APAC South that I'll continue to remind you guys on the pod or through the streams is that there's only 8 teams from this region that are going to EWC outside of VKG. VK Gaming's already qualified as being the returning winners from last year. So they're going no matter where they finish in this Splitter Pro League. So there's 8 other teams that will be qualifying. So if VKG finishes in the top 9, it'll be obviously the other 8 teams within the top 9. If VKG does not end up in the top 9, then it'll be the top 8 teams. Also factoring in the regional final winner and all that good stuff as well. So a lot of things for all these teams to play for. Again, it's a lot. This is probably the toughest region to qualify out of, just because of all of that. Again, you've got one spot that's automatically going to VKG. You got the one spot automatically goes to the regional final winner. So realistically, there could be only 7 other teams that have the chance to qualify based off of points. So got to put yourselves in a good spot in terms of getting to split 1. Yeah, as you see here, we got Crypto ban. Again, that does not change between regions. So Crypto's out game 1.
now as well after
But
this game.
yeah, let's get our
you got
POVs
crypto
back in
already off
here.
the board, and it feels like as the season has gone along, we've seen Maggie.
And
kind
we
of
are
move
rocking
up to
and
being,
rolling after
banned quicker and
game
quicker. Not sure if it'll be game
number
2 here,
1.
maybe game 3, but there's a good chance by the time
Yo,
that they switch
Nestor,
over to
what's
districts,
up? Well,
most of their team
great thing for
composition
you, though.
will be gone. I think the other thing that
Great thing for you is that that was only game 1.
that
That was only game number 1.
match days in a row now.
So you are you have not missed much. Rockets eliminated. Yep, I saw the score earlier. Kind of figured that's what was going to happen. That is tough scenes for you. I'm sorry to see that.
Go and have a look at our top 5 kills.
Yep,
and
Islander,
damage
exactly.
well.
Top
Woozy's
7,
sitting on top
you're
with
locked.
7. Jack
8th or 9th,
sitting
you
with
are
6
sweating your
Roll
ass
with
off.
6. I think that's Shay or maybe JR with 5. Jackie Chan sitting there with
Yeah,
4.
crypto ban
Damage getter as
should
well.
just be a
Jack's
permanent
leading the
ban.
way
Fuck
with
that guy.
Rice underneath him.
Absolutely hate him.
As well, Shayo and Imanan Low. And I think that is no
Get the
good
message from
performance.
Pandas where he says still 30th overall after game number 1. Fuck yeah.
We're going to have a look
All right.
at the map scene.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the boys over at Grape Soda. If any of them were alive, we'd be watching them. But they're not live. So we can't watch them.
I think most of our winners were not only double-digit KP wins, but we saw a lot of
Yep,
high
none of them
KP
feeling
wins.
like
So
being live, I
BCG
guess.
already starting with a 12 KP
So these are the
win.
teams that we got.
Definitely off
Let's
to
see
a
what we
good
rolling
start,
with.
but still 2 more chances for Stormpoint to
The
see
Austin
where
Reeves effect.
things turn up. I'm gonna be
What's
really
meta
interested
in
to see what
APAC
is gonna
South?
go, to
So
center stage. You had mentioned
yeah, essentially the
really
crypto
been
like
able to
alter
big
or the
games like this
crypto
one here. Wonder if
games
we
from
see
like
some
game 1,
other,
that's still a thing,
some of
so
those
that
other
doesn't
teams that have
change.
kind of been lurking in the shadows can continue setting up.
But what is different with the region is that then game 2 a lot of times can be Maggie because they love Mad Maggie over here. There'll be times where we do not see Alter getting banned. So Alter could be one that we never see get banned whatsoever.
Decent. I mean, honestly, give it up to them. I guess that kind of makes
So yeah,
sense, though.
that's
I
gonna be
mean,
one to keep an
you
eye
know,
on.
the way so
Of
much KP as well, right, Stoney? I mean, you had to walk
turn
through
that one
so
off,
many
too.
teams on the
Don't need
initial
that one.
rotate in, and then obviously playing late game as well. So big
Yeah,
ups to
Mad
them,
Maggie's
man.
one they love to pair with.
Once we end up
Alter,
getting one of those zones
a
that
lot of the
ends up
times
towards
is able to
that
make it to game
northeastern
6 in APAC South. So she won't get banned, unlike you'll see in a lot of our other regions. But yeah, really the big thing is that you'll see a lot of aggressive comps here. There'll still be the mix-in of the baby comps with Newcastle Gibby at certain points throughout the match day. But yeah, we'll definitely see some interesting bans. Could see a Valk ban take place. Like I said, see potentially a Wraith ban. Definitely a lot more of the aggressive characters can get banned in APAC South, but they'll still have their moments where they're, the Gibby could get banned or Newcastle gets banned. It just kind of depends on what like 1 or 2 teams will decide to play at certain times. So that'll definitely be one to keep an eye out on. Yeah, we'll see, Bobberts, because I have a sneaking suspicion that, like, yes, she's definitely getting banned or getting, nerfed, but I do wonder if she actually will fall out of meta or not, because unless they really take the approach to be aggressive with that, I am not sure if I'm not sure if we'll see Alter completely out of the meta. We'll have to wait and see. So, I'm definitely excited for things to come. When it comes to, kind of seeing how next season changes things up potentially. But I also would not be surprised if Alter did potentially still stay in the meta, depending on how they want to go about things. Nestor, you're too kind, bro. No, thankfully for me, obviously if I was able to do this like full time and just focus on content, like that'd be a really cool thing to do. But I'm thankful I've got a job that I can do throughout the week that one is flexible to allow me to do stuff like this. But I definitely, I don't do this shit for the money, man. Like, the only money I've made is just from Twitch every now and then. So yeah, I definitely don't do this for the money. It's definitely for just the passion of the project and the content. So, but I definitely appreciate the kind words, though. Vantage Supremacy, yeah, dear God, that's going to be
Game 3 or Game 4.
Vantage could definitely prove interesting. So we'll have to wait and see. Kyle will probably be happy about that one. So
I mean, it makes sense why Valkyrie's being used here.
I don't think it
game
make her
number
not
2.
meta. The fact you can still use her phase,
but
all
also
can still be used for
Something that
resets.
you're not really used to seeing early on with this region.
Yeah, or anywhere really. So we'll see as far as what that means moving forward. Again, of course, that does mean available here for now. And Gen G.
Oh, I know how you meant it. I know how you meant it for sure, bro. I know you were joking around. No, you definitely don't have to feel bad at all. So I do apologize about that. No, I know you were definitely joking around.
Usually a good POI when it comes to looting, so they will be able to really dig in.
You are chilling, so no need to feel sorry.
Looted up wise, not sure how they're.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I said, we'll see.
Moving forward,
Again, I think the big thing, like obviously the cues and stuff is really nice to have.
We are heading down south.
But that ult definitely is like a big reason why she's played like so often. So if they do truly like nuke her ult, I do think we'll definitely see a pretty substantial drop off, at least from like the start of the game.
There's a team that we probably didn't really talk a lot about. They've been kind of really on
consistently consistent, just not to the same sense. Instead of being like in that top like 4 to 6, Mama Clubs has kind of consistently been around that like 7 to 11 range, which unfortunately, as far as when you look on the split, does
yeah,
put
seeing
them at
anybody
20,
get
but
this
they do
Barrow
have 3 back
zone.
days. So with a decent performance today, could still very well put themselves
Coming in here.
the conversation when it comes to the bubble. One thing that you do got to give Mama Clubs really good credit for is when they put themselves in solid positions, they generally convert. In 50% of the games, they're able to get themselves into top 10s, and half of those they've also been able to move into top 5. They just need to fight or start finding ways to pick up more KP.
Squad still standing. It does look like DC stand now. They've
Yo, Bam, appreciate the 11 months, bro.
Again, but it didn't bother them too much in
Appreciate the
game
resub for
number
11,
1.
man.
I don't feel like it's really going to bother them too much here in game 2 either.
Depends how far the ult range is. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm very curious to see what that looks like.
Along the way, and for them,
Should be fun for sure.
As far as in their POI to make sure they're good to go, and now they'll take to the skies.
Best APAC soft player other than Asia.
Sort of approach where we had seen last game, where they will
QQ.
Zone. They'll just continue to lurk around the outside.
I would probably say
looking to maybe
QQ.
Potentially take a fight where they're at. The same thing for Mama Clubs as well.
What his run at split at oh my god, at EWC last year was insane. He played so well last year.
After the game 1 they just
And
had.
you know, getting a title back to APAC South
They've been a team
was pretty insane with how well he was playing.
Really
I wish they had a better champs,
They seem like they're firing on all
but I mean,
cylinders.
from what that roster did, like in year 4 to then into year 5, outside of obviously the Indiana champs, like UK Gaming was insane that stretch of time, and now it seems like they seem to be locked back in because they've been playing really well throughout the split so far. Just waiting for Mirage to become meta. You know, I give you kudos for really holding out hope for that. I really do.
The team close to them at the moment is
We'll have to wait and see, though. You never know. You never know.
If they really wanted to, they could get Casa right now, but it does look like they're going to just play slow for the meanwhile. VK Gaming, though, they do have the blue shield on the Valkyrie, so we'll have a little bit of knowledge when they rotate in as well. So 20 squad still standing. It does look like it is going to get tough here very quick for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, pretty slow game right now. Nothing too crazy. Definitely a lot of playable spots in Barrow. Can definitely see a lot of more teams up than usual. So I mean, even that knock on the kill feed right now, I'm pretty sure it's just a res farm for Evo. So I think things will be pretty chill to start with.
Have too far to go as far as coming in from pylon, so been able to find themselves a good spot for endgame.
Grape Soda looking to get into the bidden zone. The closest team to them is Kukoi, and well, this team here needs a pretty good set to
Yeah,
get back
none of our POVs
to
really
their
fighting at the
swing of
moment.
things. They've just been a team that's been
Again,
consistent.
Barrow, definitely a lot of different polls.
Haven't really done enough
So it'll be one to keep an eye on of where this one ends up. Again, another zone that happened in the Americas scrims today. So who knows? Maybe it's just copying that scrim block today. You never know. So
Finish, I do believe their last match day out. Definitely seemed like they've started to piece things together, but do agree. It feels like still
get
have
the flight in here.
potential that you would expect, especially with the caliber from this roster. Good news is they do rotate.
Looks
on
like
their
they gotta go for the
quite a
nut
bit of
building.
information of the lay of the land as they do
Won't
look
be
like
too
they're
bad, but definitely is one that gets
settling in.
ented
There's
pretty
nut building
easily.
going into the bridge next to 'em, so they'll be good to just,
So we'll have
kinda
to see
shut
if they're
down
able to
the
to
shop
hold out for a
and
while.
At least for now, feel safe.
seconds away.
Yeah, we should they'll lock it down with the Newcastle wall.
Closing.
But yeah, keep an eye on that nut building though, because that that building can get ented a ton.
What we said before the
Can you
first
explain Naughty back in the days? He was
anniversary,
crazy, and now IGL insane guy and
well,
humble.
we had potential to
I mean, yeah, I mean,
chaos. Well,
it's one of those
round
things
one
that like
is
sometimes when you're thrust into an opportunity,
squad
people,
16.
rise to the occasion.
Love it. I love packed end games.
And it really seems like right now for Naughty, he just is in that situation where he has found a team that he's found a team that he really vibes with. He seems to have a really good understanding of the game. Yeah, I mean, he's playing some really good Apex. I mean, this version, like this particular team with floating, I genuinely think could have a pretty good run this year because I've really loved what floating's brought to the team. But yeah, in terms of Naughty Man, he just seems like when he's locked in, he sees the game well. He's able to get his teams to rotate quick. So I'm excited to see what he continues to do because his results have been really impressive so far.
No, I'm trying to actually think.
Have they mentioned if you get emo from Deathbox revives? I have not seen that or know any information about that yet, man.
Like just on the right side of that
Yeah, you see the next zone pull that's coming.
Might be the one that heads that direction, which means they'd have a really
Again, definitely based on that zone, it could be one that pulls more like into this particular area over there. So we'll have to wait and see what we end up
trying to continue to stay on their feet. We had
getting
thought
on that zone.
earlier when we tuned into that fight over on the northern side, we were about to lose our first team, but still not the case. This next zone going to be closing in here relatively soon, and still 60 players standing, Stoney.
Mama Club set up. Oh, they do get one down though. Low key goes down. This doesn't look good for the boys. And Grape Soda will be.
And that is Grape Soda dead in 20th. Rip.
Only one kill. And well, this is the
Rip Pandas and the boys.
In a zone like this, you can hold something.
Yeah, so it's a Gen G jersey actually.
And get some early KP. Well,
I don't know if you can hopefully see this
take
a little bit better,
advantage of
but
the low ground. It looks like Mama Clubs didn't really
yeah,
have enough time
Gen
to
G.
set back up.
Jay bought it for me
Also
in
wanted to
Japan
point out the
last year.
awareness from Tracy there. He's like,
It's
"Hey, you
fucking
know what?
sick.
At some point, you're gonna
Thoroughly enjoy the jersey.
Shield's gonna go down, and I've got a whole alternator clip that's just gonna take both y'all out, and was able to take that first team off of the board. It does seem
Fire,
like
fire.
has been able to completely take.
Oh,
over the
Pandas.
bottom four, and at least for now, will continue.
Just keep counting
to
down the days,
coexist.
my
I
friend.
know in the past we have said that coexist is in. I think in the past has been a
Floating
bad
his
word
baby
in the
Naughty.
past. It does feel like teams though starting to be a little bit more comfortable with this.
No, I mean what I've really seen with floating though is just like I just think that he
Letting teams
has a very underrated understanding of the game, and just his ability to frag out too has been insane. He's been one that I have just seen so many crucial moments they need to make a play, and he's been the one to make the play. So I'm excited to see how that plays out.
hate when teams rotate because I have not seen a team.
We're going to Weibo Gaming here as they. I think they're not going to be quite in a fight right now. Looks like they're chilling. They'll be in a tough spot though with where they're playing, but we'll definitely keep an eye on those guys as time goes on. You think you're going to Japan? Hell yeah. Alright, gonna go to Vegas? Hell yeah, Bobberts. We'll hopefully see you there then. Yeah, I will definitely be running it with the boys, so hope to see a lot of you there. That is for sure. 9 more days? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, pandas. We love to hear it. And here's that pole. It's going to end up pulling a lot more towards the top here. So again, we'll see. Again, where they're playing is going to be a good one. But obviously this choke is going to be one you have to keep an eye on. 100%. But right now, really good spot for the team on the island. Yo, Azario, what's going on? Let's fucking go. Love to hear it. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're having a good day.
Meanwhile, Mama Clubs trying to stay on their feet as Trace Cdam will be able to get back up to the top floor and stay alive for now.
Looks like QQ goes down in the kill feed.
Still standing, as we can see, a lot of teams figuring out what their next play is.
Yeah, Wolves in a pretty big fight right now. Wolves goes down to TYK.
And that is what they will do, as we can see.
I'll be the blackjack tables after the match days. Hell yeah.
They're going to do next, but Weibo Gaming, the closest team.
I'm just not a big gambler anymore, so we'll have to see how much I get into all that.
18 squads left standing, 15 seconds till round 3 starts.
Yeah, big fight there for TYK.
And this is where
got some nice KP.
to get a little hectic. While we do have a lot of teams that are still alive, we will have a few more teams that will continue to close on in, and those last few spots do.
And our POVs are all pretty much chilling right now. We've got TYK flying in, trying to find a spot here.
Start at least making sure they will feel safe once they do have to start rotating from the nooks and crannies that they.
Gonna be really tough for these guys to find a spot.
Gaming for now continue to be able to stay up.
Oh my goodness!
Feet. Witness me getting reset by that pylon, but they're eventually gonna have to fight their way out.
I mean, we gotta tune into these guys because there's just no way they live down here, yeah. Oh my God, he found a. Did he find the Kraber? No, I don't think he got it. Tough. That is tough. That shit got looted. I can't believe they're even alive, to be quite honest. Looks like we did lose DCG in the meantime. So our game 1 winner is out early. Shinji now getting in the mix. They get a kill, wipe out 2C1M.
Which is why it's going to be important that you at least be able to hold off, be able to get a reset, and then use that vertical.
Drinking with the hubby, watching Apex after kids sleeping. Hell yeah, I love to hear that.
Quite a few teams to be able to rotate towards their east.
30th birthday in October, so you'll be celebrating, but I don't know about gambling now. So well, hey, that'll be a great thing to celebrate then, Bobberts. Hell yeah. Love to see that.
For round 4, though, Q in the storm point. Something we're not used to.
Yeah, the problem though is, you know, as much as that we had talked earlier about for barometer being.
It looks like Weibo might be getting pushed here. Yes, they are. Oh my goodness, and they get absolutely dunked on. Looks like one's able to escape there, so tough for the boys over at Weibo Gaming. And Dogreg now too, getting into the mix, and down they go. So we lose out on them there. Yeah, Fist6 getting super aggressive on that play and get the wipe.
I don't like their chances. It does look like Autobots, though, are going to move out of this situation. So all of a sudden, 14 squads still standing. Fist6.
Which teams got better with swaps, Alliance, or Liquid?
Into zone. PXX after a really good game, number 1.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
left standing up.
As we see Kikoi in the top right getting absolutely decimated, and down they go.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much coverage once the zone fully closes in, as Kikoi now also out.
So again, we're down to a solo here as well for Weibo. And then we've got TYK looking like they're taking off for a Valcolt there. Mama Club's in a very tough spot here. Oh, the redirect on the Maggie Ball. Hello.
Almost down as well. Black Hole might have got caught overextending here, Stoney.
Oh my goodness. His oh my god. That team could not time up their push whatsoever. As we see, Weibo goes out. And we are just down to just the mainstream, so we'll just bring that up here. Yo, what's up, Chicken? How we doing? This is only game 2, so you're not too far behind. But Nestor, I'll come back to that after this game's over. Remind me to answer that question for you.
And they might be able to get the cleanup on Gen G now and make it down to 6 squads, and just like that, Gen G get eliminated.
Down to our top 5 here. We got Edward Gaming, VK Gaming, Black Hole, Fist 6, and Rindang as our teams that are still alive.
Now trying to close in from their southwestern location here. They do have to get past Fizz 6, but it is only a solo for Fizz 6. So Witness Me will be trying to play out of sight and out of mind. It looks like Ronin might have the idea of rotating towards this western side where they have VKG right in their sights.
VKG still standing, looking to get...
QQ trying to get aggressive. As you can see here, VK loving to go to the baby diaper comp early.
The push, the God nades coming in, and as we know, there's a team on their backside. They got caught in a hard place.
But this thing about VK though is that playing comps like this, even though they could easily play all the more aggressive kill comps, them getting practice on this will bode well for them moving forward. So, oh my god, they don't get the Valcolt off. I mean, he's holding bubble as much as he can, but oh my goodness, this is the only problem about doing this with Maggie still in play. Only problem about playing that comp early is with Maggie in play, man.
Rendang looking to move in. We have the
yeah, Rendang in a really good spot here as we lose Edward Gaming as well.
Can Basti give us some clips?
Fist 6 down as well, so should be a 3v3. Oh, and that's now at 3v2.
Getting his head taken off. Can we get another one here from Basti to finish off?
Oh, but Lahim goes in a little crazy here. Very awkward 2v2 situation now.
Basti does roll back just a little bit here. Ronan now.
I think it's now down to a 2v1 though.
Cell to come off, but it's gonna be a 2v1.
And that is in Rendang. Getting our game number 2 locked and loaded.
The Indonesian trio that had kind of been sitting in the back edge of that bubble came in today in that.
We take a look at our game number 2 stats. Rendang taking first place with 20 points. Black Hole in second with 20 as well. Fizz 6 in third with 9. Edward Gaming in fourth with 14. VKG in 5th with 8. Genji there in 6th with 6. And so on and so forth down the line. Looking at the overall standings. QWQ sitting in first place still with 25. DCG in second with 25. Rendang in third with 23. Black Hole in fourth with 20. And EDG in 5th with 14.
With the 2.2k damage. We'll go and have a look at the match summary, and well,
Chicken doing good though. It's nice to be back streaming on a Friday. Haven't been able to do that for a while because of the storms and everything else going on. So definitely very pleased to be back and enjoying some Apex on a Friday night. I've been either out of town or I've been power going out or something like that. So it's been very nice to be back and streaming. So Apex podcast episode the other night and Apex tonight. Love to see it. Yeah. We're trying, man. We're trying to get out more content. We, whether it's Spotify, whether it's streaming, whether it's YouTube episodes, we're trying to get the content out there. That is for sure. Oh, yeah. So your question. I would say just on paper, this current second, I think Liquid got better. But my take right now is that if you look at Aurora versus Alliance, because I know everyone wants to do that right now, I think Aurora is going to do better during Pro League, but Alliance is going to do better at LAN. I just think the system they have set up, I think, is built for consistency. And I do think eventually we'll see, once Aku is fully eliminated or fully assimilated into their system, or fully acclimated to their system. That's what I'm trying to say. I do think Alliance will be very, very good on the world stage. Yeah, Liquid finished like top 7, I think, overall. Their 2 games that they DC'd, they definitely went out early because they were the first 2 that died one game. And then the other game, they were like out 18th or 19th, but they still got like a 7th place overall, which is kind of crazy. Shopify got 3rd and with his app DCing multiple times, so that was insane too. So no, my driver is not fixed, man. So I get to go golf tomorrow without a driver, so that one's going to be interesting to say the least. So we'll see how that goes. No, my driver is still. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this very well, but my driver is still very much without the head. So it is just all shaft. Only shaft right now, unfortunately. So there you go. Very tragic. Very tragic. What do you think's going on with SR? I'll say it. I just really think right now it's just tough for IGLs, man. And with the way that they typically want to play, you also factor in that Zainu's inexperience as an IGL comparative to a lot of the other IGLs in the world. I just think, honestly, it's going to take them more time to adjust. And again, I think between that and I still think that their comms in fights could be better. Because I do think at times, like, there's some overcoming when Zainu is trying to communicate the plan. And I just think that if they could really get into a system where at certain times they allow Zainu to get his thoughts across so they can execute a plan, whether it's a bad plan or a good plan, I just think that building that, like, trust is really, really important. And when you have, you know, fraggers, like, again, Koiful is amazing, like, don't get me wrong, and I really don't want to say, like, I'm shit-talking or anything. But when you do have fraggers sometimes that over-communicate, it is very difficult for an IGL to get his team in the right spot at the right time he wants them there. So I think if they can adjust to that and really just work on those comms of, you know, just getting information out quickly but decisively, I think it'll make a lot more sense. So I don't have a driver in my bag. Well, there you go, man. Might just be a better guy than me. Can you drop top 3 for EMEA and Americas for the weekend? Ooh. Interesting question. Let me bring up... the teams here real quick. So for the Americas, Flat, HBM, Hus, Legacy, which obviously that is now all gamers. Bit of Culture, Nice Guys, Purple, Falcons. So I am going to go with... What am I going to go with? I am gonna go. I'll say Team Burger in first, which is obviously now Godlike Esports. I'll say they take first. I'll say Falcons take second. And I'll say Shopify takes third. I think Shopify will have another good day, in my opinion. For Mia, I mean, to be honest, I think it's just going to be the top dogs, if I had to say so. I truly think it's going to be one of the four of Virtus Pro, Alliance, Aurora, or Bandits, which is now Elite Esports. But I mean, 4Fun Esports is in there too. Wait, is our entire top 5 in this lobby? Holy, what a banger day that's going to be. Hello? Why do I not see like the actual standing? There we go. 5 of our top 6 are in the lobby this next weekend. Holy. That's going to make for a banger weekend. Yeah, Alliance, Aurora, Verse Pro, Bandits. I think those end up being your top 4, if I'm being honest. Right now, there's just not too many upsets in a lot of the other regions. Really, NA is the only one that's like pretty wide open right now.
No more time to talk about it. It is indeed time
God,
to
would
be
you
about
know?
it. Let's go and take to the skies. And let's get
There
back
ain't no
to
way,
it.
Pandas. Are you serious?
Number 3.
You might.
Oh,
Take your
man.
North zone here.
That's
But
insane.
We also have a good chance
That's
of
actually
this
insane,
going
Pandas.
towards Mill, which means Gen G have another zone.
Yeah, chicken, that EMEA lobby is going to be insane.
Them here
And all I'll say
number 3. This
is
our
make sure you
last
guys tune in for the
game.
EMEA
Let's go on
broadcast.
Storm Point before we head over to
Can't
East
say why.
District to
Just,
finish
you know,
off our last
just be there.
game day or B versus C before we have the 3-week break. We're just waiting right
All
now.
right. I think it's going to be this zone, which I'm probably going to be wrong because it ends up down B. You know what? I was close. I'll take it.
Right? Okay, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, does look like we are not going to be going too far from Gen G, but it is a little bit more.
I was closer. DB zone. I should realize there was a ton of DB in. Man, shut the fuck up, Pandas.
Been pretty silent, so we'll see if they'll be able to take advantage of things because they currently have been averaging the most points on Storm Point and the best placement here on this map. So
all right, Bam.
a team that generally does pretty good. Let's see if they can capitalize.
EK, Falcons, SR, Aurora, Alliance, and that's no 13. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Is our back-to-back blocks once again for APAC.
But yeah, game number 3 here. Last one on Storm Point.
3 weekends of games.
Our ban, which I didn't even realize, our ban was Valk. That is a wild game 2 ban with the Valk there. So rotations will definitely be different. Probably a lot of Alter, a lot of Wraith. So I have to see what the bans end up being here. My suspicion is that it'll be Maggie, but you never know. You never know.
A lot of teams are trying to quickly make their way up towards that northwestern side, and understandably so. There's only so many, I guess you can say, prioritized
I'm not missing that.
spots
That's
up in
just
that down
insane.
beast area where you really feel comfortable, and you can also realize that with Wolves having landed there, will more than likely
Yeah, Pandas, that is actually insane seeing that.
claimed that top spot there on the actual beast itself. Meanwhile, here for teams,
Absolutely hate Olympus,
I
chicken.
mean, they had to rotate a
If it was just like a pubs map, I think it's a beautiful map in terms of just aesthetics. But in terms of playing the map, it's shit. I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan of Olympus at all. But I say I think aesthetically, like I do think it's a fun map to look at, but ain't not a fan of it for comp. That is for sure.
A lot of teams moving towards that down beast area here for game 3.
Biggest element map rotation. I'm gonna be really interested to see what Broken Moon does look like with the changes they've made to Broken Moon, with the less zip lines and no tridents and like shit like that. So, which obviously didn't have tridents to begin with, but without they had like 80% of the zip lines removed or some shit. So that could prove interesting. So we'll have to wait and see what it looks like. Because hopefully it's better. But yeah, if it doesn't play out much better, then yeah, it's going to be a long split. Yeah, we'll definitely see. Hey, we'll see you, Nestor. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a good rest of your night.
To come out of the dog red situation and them getting rid of a flow is how good flow has been for Orchard. They've swapped one player each, those teams, and there is a massive difference between those two teams, and it is all from one player. So I think that's where flow deserves the credit as much as anyone here for Split 1 so far, because Team Orchid have been insane, and that has just been from one change.
They had that really big match day win, 2 match days ago as well. So definitely a good nod to them. And again, we do still have time for Dog Red to get cooking, but
yeah, Orchard's definitely played well, that's for sure. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting change to see a Flow leave, but it did sound like he wanted to go back to IGLing. And so far, he's been cooking with a new roster, so I can't blame him whatsoever. As much as I loved him, Gop Gap and Fafa Fifth together, so.
Unfortunately, has already used it. Otherwise, could have used it on the solo that hadn't gotten caught out down in these buildings, these little pill bottles.
He's put down a lot of damage right now, No Name. Does look like the teams that are underneath are kind of getting into a lot of action.
Looks like a Koi trying to Wraith Portal here. I think it's going to go for a kidnap in the top right corner.
At 20th position.
Did not quite work, though.
And like I said, when I say I want a team to do good, I seem to just be putting the worst curse on them here early on.
You know, I feel like a lot of duos in Apex, there's like one person who has like the really bad juju. You know, like thinking about like the Apex, the podcast, it's like Wyatt, who's like the all-time curse. I think you're our curse here in Apex South, I hate to say.
I'll take it. All right, I'll take it.
Bro actually hit.
Autobots in a tough spot, though. They've lost one. It looks like
Bro actually just said.
Are gonna have to tuck away from the building that they were in, which is tough.
Yeah, the mention was Wyatt, bro, with his freaking curse. That's insane. Why is it so laggy? I don't like that it's laggy currently.
Meanwhile, Nah is on the bottom side of Down Beast. They are underneath Wolves, so they do have, I guess, the extra defense of knowing that one of the most dangerous teams is above them and will be keeping teams away.
Bro just doesn't want to give me any credit for the pod. God damn it, Q.
They do not right now. Black Hole in a very tough spot to hold, especially with no Newcastle or Gibby in their hand as well. It does look like they're going to rotate towards that zone, and they're using a Parfy Watson.
Shout out Pathfinder Game 3. What a comp.
They will find themselves a spot they like, and right next door is Gen G.
Pathfinder's just such an odd pick right now because there's like a couple teams every once in a while that pick them, but it's just like it's just never catching on right now.
To be quite hungry, currently sitting down in that 15th spot, only 9 points. This time around, though, since they didn't necessarily get zone, it does mean that they're in a position that they prefer more Stony, which is being on more of the edge of zone as a fighting team. So maybe a chance for them to pop off here in game number 3. When we talk about fighting, Mama Clubs is in a fight on the
Has Pathfinder not fortified yet?
Like they were able to get their third backup.
Couldn't tell you.
Will also be able to keep them
As we do see TYK going down early on. So down they go.
Left standing, and just like that, I'll be pretty happy.
Edward Gaming into a fight right now.
Early on. Gen G looking
I actually think they're the
good
ones that wiped
situation
them,
as
so they
well.
should
seem to
be
just getting a couple of
sitting pretty
downs
right
on
now.
Black Hole, but it might just be Black Hole. Maybe trying to upgrade their
Graves showing again here.
trying to
Going
hold
down.
Couldn't hit a shot.
Very unfortunate.
Get the cleanup here on Grape Soda as well.
I'm gonna go ahead and stand up. I keep yawning. I'm gonna stand. Ugh.
It's going to be a tough position to be in coming down the home stretch. Also a tough spot to be in. Still having so far to rotate here and having teams that are going to be potentially in front of you keeping you out. Rendang, good news is they'll have time to be able to get a full reset. But when they make their way towards the likes of Mill, they're currently
Get the
teams
steps
like
in.
PXX that are over there.
Oh, bro, we already cooked for today.
Keeping them away from down
Oh, of course,
B,
my watch
they're
reset,
off
though.
towards
Son of
the
a-
northwest. So we'll see if they can eventually make their way on in. Meanwhile, though, actually off it down B.
No, we got the 10K from yesterday, which I guess is technically tomorrow.
Continuing to play wide,
It was technically
but that is
Saturday,
the
so.
benefit of the Watson fences,
Ugh.
which they do have in their composition. Also the good
It's a new
news
day.
is they
God
have
damn it.
that
Yeah.
Pokemon, which
It's a
will
new day by 30 minutes, man. Relax. All right.
No, sky nades to knock this squad down at all. They can feel safe for now.
In a pretty good spot. We'll go and have a look at this zone actually and see where this next zone is going, because they will give a lot of answers for these teams. And well, the teams that have decided to play down here in a second are going to realize why 16 other teams are playing in here at the moment. Down Beast is going to be the place to be here for game number 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this actually pulls to the
Sorry, I had
far
to
side.
let Wyatt know that his curse was brought up on the broadcast.
Biz 6 and
I'm sure he'd
Autobots
enjoy
are
that.
currently sitting. We'll have to wait and see, but for now is PXX, who we had mentioned
You
earlier.
need to get the
was
steps
sitting
in.
at
All
the
right.
mill,
All right,
but
Bam,
it's
relax.
2C1M that they're in a fight with. Out here in this direction, it looks like 2C1M looking to get aggressive.
30
with it. They
minutes
know
is
that
a
they've
long
already
time.
been
I
able
mean,
to
that
find
really
it
is a
out
long
and
time, though.
pushing right on through.
God damn.
All in here for Kungrong, and it looks like they're able to find another one.
And here comes the push here. Really good damage. Yeah, should be it for PXX. Down they go.
Well done, 2C.
We are down to our top 16 here.
Good here, Q, in these first lot of games. Only on 13 points, but they're sitting in a 7th position at the moment in these Storm Point games. We'll go and have a look, as it looks like Fizz 6 Gaming still trying to hold down zone, and the closest team to them, well, Autobots Esports, who used to be Control Alt Defeat, trying to hold one of the hardest little buildings to hold, I feel, in Down Beast.
Yeah, this is a hard building to hold down here for Autobots, but again, I actually think that this goes towards that almost like the little entryway for the fence.
Oh,
line
that house
between
killing my
these
head.
two buildings. So if
All right.
Autobots can hold this spot, it is a primo position. So the good news,
Got some
again,
fighting
for this team, just like
taking
the
place here right now. We're gonna lose
Autobots,
Black
you
Hole.
have that Watson pylon to at least be
Rendang
able to
as
keep
well.
those and things at bay. You can play a little bit wider as far as with the fences as well.
No
The
fights with our
problem,
main
though, is
POVs
that
right now.
Autobots was able to rotate here quickly. You can see in their shields department, they do still have two teams sitting with those.
Oh
shields.
my
You see one
goodness,
of
the
them
Avengers
right
just
into
come
a
flying in
It's Rendang, who are now looking to push
by the name of Rendang.
Yeah, Rendang, who won the last game. Now
Holy
the last one left
play.
standing is going to be Basti. I don't like his chances.
Oh no.
2C1M clean up Rendang. That's
Black
a
Hole goes down, Rendang goes down. We're down to our top 14 here. We do see the third party come into play here.
They're gonna use that portal to get away as well.
And there's the
all of a
portal
sudden,
back to
what a
safety.
reset by the boys of 2C1M as they now have
Good
to
reset
try
there by
and push
2C1M.
from QWQ.
Should put them in a pretty good spot here.
Worried about the third party coming in from QWQ, but they were able to at least keep up on their feet. And seems like for the most part, have been able to reset. It's only G-God that is sitting.
Here comes the Maggie Ball with some nades as well.
QWQ is coming knocking at that door. Nice shots here sent through. Maggie Ball also sent to be able to keep this squad at bay. Is that enough time?
We see the bottom left here. Wavo Gaming gets swung down to just one more, and down they go. Unfortunately.
Down goes one. Feng Chun just needs to hold on. Does
Big fight here in that top left. Some good shots. Oh my god, the movement.
1v1 situation. The fences comes out, and this is going to be
I mean, both these guys are just dead to zone.
lives right now, Q, because they're going to get eliminated no matter what because
Yeah.
of this zone. And
Both of them are just
like
dead as
that,
zone.
we see 1M go down. QWQ
Oh?
might make it in just by
Oh my God, is he gonna make it in?
a little bit of help. As we can see, Dog Red, the team that you
That's
wanted to
impressive
have
that he's
a
still
very
alive.
good game here, still alive in a top 12 situation.
Looks like Maggie Ban. Yeah, I kind of figured.
Pretty solid where
We
they're
do
at.
lose
Let's see
DCG
that
as well.
picture
Another
here.
rough one for them.
DCG rotating their way on in, and I don't think they're gonna make it very much further.
Edward Gaming picking up the kills there, coming out of North Pad area.
Takes them out. The problem though for EDG is it does
Dude was
feel like
dancing.
they will have to play the rest
Hit him with a
of this
two-step
thing
real
out
quick.
as a solo here for now. I mean, the good news is there's not very many other people out on this northeastern side. Maybe you can grab the banners if there's a Moby, but once that revive comes in, that will give people the green light to send on to them. Meanwhile, there are these, other 10 squads at Down Beast vying for position.
Dog Red trying to get that solo.
And we see that back pull
QWQ, and well, they just need to play it
for
smart
Down
though,
Beast
because
here.
once
So it's
you
gonna be a
get
tough
the
rotate for a lot of our teams that play these front buildings, hoping for a front pull. So this will definitely be where the race and the altars are going to be huge
And this is a team that hasn't had to move at
to
all.
rotate your teams here.
And they have 4 kills as well while sitting on the beast itself.
Definitely gonna be a lot of teams playing for kills here, though, especially with a lot of these kill comps that are out here right now.
Zone was going to be pulling up in their direction, and we wondered if they would be able to capitalize. They've now put themselves
My
into
goodness.
a top
Really good
10
shot there for
position,
Wolves.
and they are good about being able to turn those top 10s into top 5s. About 2/3 of them being able to do just that. But it feels like they're going to need more than that here, Stoney. If they're going to really want to be able to turn around this match day, they're going to need to be able to continue to pile on some KP. Let's see if they can do just that.
I think the best thing for Wolves is that they had a really good start in their first 2 match days. So it's
Going
really-
1v1
they're
CS
kinda
real
in that
quick?
safe spot where
Not at all,
GG
Pandas.
haven't had a
I'm not trying to get my
very good
shit
start.
rocked.
You know, Wolves have kind of been that team that has a little bit of
I'm
wiggle room.
terrible.
They have a little bit of, they can have one bad day. Genji,
I
they've
am
just been that
terrible.
consistent team at the moment, in between that 6 to 10 mark, but it's not enough points. It's enough points to get them into regionals.
We see here
but it's
now,
not enough to keep and cement their spot for
Kill
the
Pause and the boys over at Dog Red
The other thing,
out
too, that, like, you
in
and I were
9th.
talking about, we know that for these teams, especially of the likes of Gen G, they don't just
So
wanna be
Kakoi, our
able to
last
compete regionally.
POV
They
here.
need to be able to dominate regionally if they want to have a chance to
QWQ going down as well.
internationally. So for teams like Gen G, they do need to lock in here today. Dog Red well pushed into the bottom of Down B. See if they can get that Gen down. As they
Eva
know
gameplay, what the
they'll be
hell?
able to do so, but both players sitting relatively low. Normal pushes down a couple of shots of the shotty to the body to be able to get the shields low. Now we'll be able to clean things up here with the big shots.
Interesting play by Dog Red. They had no idea who was inside the down base, but they still queued inside down base. So very interesting.
I see Gen G going down here. Top 7
push
situation.
by boys. Gen G Esports getting eliminated at 8th position. They are going to go into game number 4 with 14 points on the board.
Lot to be in here. Autobots. Who's this has pushed into him? It's Fizz6 who have been relatively quiet. You want to try and clean things up quick, fast, and in a hurry, as you will need to continue to
Autospot,
move off
Autobots,
towards
Esports
the
going
west.
down there, down to our top
Far now
6.
out, but will you be able to get a reset?
A
It
good
does
port
look
here on the
like
right sidebar by Kakoi.
Goodness me, maybe. Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no! That is so
no. Oh, and
unlucky.
the Watson
Can he get
fences.
away? No, he won't. That is so I think he thought it was going to the top floor of where he is. I don't think he was expecting it to pull to the height where Wolves were. But witness me going to get res. As we can see, now down to a solo, and it is going to be Avisan looking to try and clean this up here for Fizz6. As they know there's only one man left standing, and Na's going to be eliminated.
Oh, we got our
Fizz6
top
in a
5
really
here.
good position.
Fizz6
And
still
this is two
alive.
back-to-back games, Q, for Fizz6 doing well in a top 5 situation.
And they're looking really solid. See if they can convert this top
Kakoi going down there in 5th place as well.
They still have a squad that is right on top of them. That is Wolves, of course, but they will have to make their way on in with the other couple of
Yeah,
teams
5th,
looking
6th here.
off in their direction. The good news for them is
Wolves, VK, and Mama Clubs are our last teams alive here.
Still Wolves, it is on their 6th.
As we'll see
This 6 now down to a solo. All of a sudden, this is going to be the move in decision.
Oh, not the stick. And he still was ripping shots as he gets stuck to the dome piece. Did not give a fuck about that arc stick.
And it is just because of the man right here, and that is No Name. He's moving.
Yeah, going absolutely insane with the damage, with the pressure they can put on.
Trying to get the res. That's some pretty good nades coming out.
I mean, my goodness, this Newcastle's putting up a fight though.
Yeah, it does, but just like this, No Name, can he 1v3? Where's Crazy Kong? Please help me, says No Name here with 4 squads left.
Crazy Kong at
Is he just playing off the altar portal?
Like
Well, that's VK Gaming that's been trying to live here, but down they go, so they're out in 4th place.
By Mama Clubs. There is still Silly Steps is lurking in the shadows somewhere for Fizz 6 Gaming. Can they at least stay alive long enough for Wolves to be
Mama Clubs appears to have the best spot here, as we have only, I believe, a duo and a solo, which down goes a solo, so this should be a 3v2. Which we know should be Wolves Esports. Here comes the walkover by the Maggie. One player goes down. The last one goes down, and that is Mama Clubs taking the 3rd game of this pivotal match day for all of our teams here. We'll take a look at the series results here. Maggie is going to be our ban. Our game 3 standings. Mama Clubs here in 1st with 22. Wolves in 2nd with 18. Fizz 6 in 3rd with 11. VK in 4th with 8. And Kakoi there in 5th with 5. So taking a look at the overalls, we've got QWQ still in 1st place with 29. We've got Mama Clubs now jumping up into 2nd with 28. And then, I mean, this leaderboard is insane. We've got 29, 28, 27, 27, 26, 22, 21, 20, 19. And that is your top 9. That is insane. But yeah, we've got QWQ, Mama Clubs, DCG, Rendang, Wolves, Black Hole, Edward Gaming, Fizz 6 Gaming, and VK Gaming, all within 10 points of each other as we head over to E-District. And the crazy thing about E-District this time around is that we are going to have Alter still available for all of our teams, which again, never really going to see that over in the Americas region. Because everybody do be loving the Alter over here in America. So we're going to have to wait and see how the games play out. Maybe we see Alter now get banned early. Again, should be a lot of Wraith though as well. So yeah, the comps will be an interesting one. Again, they probably expect a lot of Seer. I mean, basically all the characters on your screen minus Maggie. Definitely expect a lot of those comps to come out with Seer, Wraith, Watson, Alter, Seer, Watson. I mean, there could be a lot of different ways these teams can go about it. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. Goodness, I did not think I was this tired when I started streaming.
The likes of Watson, Gibby, and Newcastle being banned here.
Yeah, so 2 recons, 1 assault. Mad Maggie is out here moving forward. We might see a little bit more Newcastle and Gibbies coming out here as well.
Looks like we might have a little bit of a delay as players are joining a new lobby from what it looks like.
For our next 3, we'll have a look at our top 5 kills and damage leaders after the first lot of Storm Point games. And well,
so it might just be a little bit of a break.
Woozy sitting 2nd, Jack sitting 3rd, and Ronan 4th. And Shayo rounding out the top 6. And in damage, well, No Name has made his way to the top with his partner in crime, Wen. They both have 5, 6, and 5, 6 each.
We don't need 10 minutes, bruh.
For 2,
I feel like 5.
with 3, 3, and Laheen.
Why we need 10?
3, 2, and well, our Storm Point winners. We had 3 different winners for those games, Q. And well, DCG, Rendang, and Mama Clubs were the teams to get it done.
Yeah, decent.
We don't need no 10 minutes.
Here, I think, you know, and also worth noting, you know,
Get these bozos back in the lobby. No breaks.
Suspect, but some teams that definitely are worth getting their name recognized here in APAC South. And Again, thanks to the fact that no one's had huge dubs, it has allowed for that overall leaderboard to look
Yeah, quite the start though.
close as we get
So we've
prepared
got,
to go to E District. I don't think you could have asked
like I
for much
said, the
more
9
today.
teams all within
No, not
10
much
points of each
at
other.
all. Well, chat, it is time to announce what is coming. And,
Oh.
well, Q, I guess we should just maybe show the video instead.
Here we go.
But I can tell you what, it is about time that we finally have, well, a Battle of APAC.
Oh, what is this?
Still have an opportunity, and there's only one member left from Sentinels. They don't do it! It is here! VK Gaming! They take the top! That's a Waltzy. 3 squads left. They have to look behind them, but they're still another 2 on 3.
The Battle of APAC. Oh? Oh shit. We're about to have a banger tournament on our hands? Hello?
Well, it doesn't get any more exciting than that.
A
for us,
match
Q.
point
On the
tournament,
16th
huh?
of May, we're going to have a Battle of APAC. 10 teams from the APAC North, 10 from APAC South.
Damn, that's
2
gonna be
regions,
fucking sick.
1 winner, and it's going to be a match point tournament.
Oh, should be a banger. A stacked lobby of 20 of
Yeah,
the
those
APAC
teams.
best. We
Yeah,
have
I mean, look
APAC
at
North and
this. Oh, I forgot.
Limit
It does
coming
that.
over from APAC North, and then we
I
have
mean, look at
APAC
this.
South.
Fnatic,
Q
Grow
are starting to
Gaming,
find their rhythm.
Ty
Wolves,
Unlimit,
Soul,
Noses, Fox,
JG,
E36,
VKG.
Riddle. I mean,
I'm very excited
insane.
for this
Great
lobby.
lineup.
And I mean, well,
But then, yeah, looking at
it's not
APAC
too
South,
far
one of the
away
top
as
teams,
well.
top
May
teams,
16th,
top
make
teams,
sure you
top
guys
teams, top
get
teams.
here for the action.
And then,
Now,
yeah, I
well,
mean,
we
exciting
appreciate
team
you
to
guys
watch, or
sticking
kind of
around. We're gonna go
some
ahead
terrorists in the lobby a little bit with them.
ABRB before
But,
we get back. There are
yeah,
some
I
codes
mean,
for
that
you guys
is.
to win in the chat.
I mean, again, you're looking at
South, this
team
is
that
a
just
code
got top
word.
5 at
So
last
if you want
land,
those coins,
winner from last year,
type that into
team
the
that
chat.
consistently is
What a
making
chance to
finals,
win
team that
$4,000
usually makes finals,
Hey,
a team that's really made up of 2 of the best
coins,
players
yeah.
from the region in its history.
We'll have some fun. We'll see us back here for game number 4 just around the corner.
And then, yeah, you got one more storied, like the storied orgs in APAC North. You got Grow Gaming is one of the newer orgs, and that's been popping off in APAC North. You got one of the hottest commodities in Unlimit. You got one of the better young duos of Gavo and Kakagori with Mia K. You have the powerhouse in Zeta Division, the powerhouse E36. And then Reject's been playing well this split. So yeah, that is that's insane. I actually really enjoy they're gonna go make they have a tournament like that. That should be fun. Yeah, depending on what time that is, might have to try to give that a chance to watch. That's gonna be during one of the break weekends, so there's not gonna be pro league or anything. So that could prove interesting. Again, does all just depend on what time it's being played out. Is it time will be a factor? Time will be a factor. So what's everybody up to this weekend? Anybody want to share some fun plans they may have? I'm going to golf tomorrow, so that should be fun. Going to see Bert Kreischer. Hell yeah. Love to see it. That should definitely be a fun one. Lucky motherfucker. So, you know, Bam's a little, or looks like Panda's a little jealous from what it sounds like. Birthday present my friend got me last year. Hell yeah. W friend. Love to hear that. Oh, man. Checking with our players, and they still haven't started yet, so it'll be a little bit.
Right now, Doom's the last one left alive.
Metro on the 1v1E1.
Looking to make the play here is Dooms with the R99 in hand. Be able to at least get the bat. That's going to be the good news here. Takes the stick. Oh, imagine if you can hit the Kraber shot, finds it. Oh, it's a big opening with the Kraber. Pushes right through with the
Bro hit the hip. He hit the hip. That was a crazy shot, though, in that situation.
This is a 2v1. Now a 1v1. Pricey left alive. Havoc look to play cleanup. And here they come on in. They are the custodians of the lobby. As it's now a 3v1. The Sparrow trying to play around of the triple take. No, hold on. Havoc absolutely insane. The 1v3 to clutch it out. There is no
Playing some League this weekend to balance out the fun tomorrow. This is little League of Legends, huh?
but just on the edge of it. But they are currently taking a fight. And Jackie Chan gonna be the last one left alive. On back and is trying to reset on their own. So now Jackie Chan.
Wait, Jackie Chan Green. 1v3 Green.
God, the Sparrow jump over the top.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for game number.
That Sparrow play was pretty nuts.
And we are heading to E District for these games, Q, and well, it's going to be exciting because
I feel like it's been ages since we've seen freaking E District.
Change an E District game. Sia, Alta, Wraith. We got a lot of legends out here, and all of a sudden, this is where it gets a little bit interesting for teams like Gen G, Wolves Esports, BKG as well. They're very quiet at the moment.
No, it was
to
played
turn
last
things
week,
around.
but
And I mean, the
those
only thing we
Olympus
have to look at
games
before we get
just
into this game
fry my
is
brain.
where these teams are landing.
Fix things, no fun.
I think the big thing for me, you were mentioning, you know, obviously some aggressive legends that are available, but let's not forget a lot of defensive legends still also on the board. So going to be really intrigued to see the kind of balance of that.
Yeah, so ones will definitely be on the lookout for when it comes to this map. VK, very comfortable down here at Humbert. Always want to keep an eye on Gen Z up here. It's going to allow them a lot of different options to rotate out and be aggressive, or just play their edges and rotate in late. They'll be one to keep an eye on. This will be very interesting to see if anything develops with these two teams, because I could definitely see these two teams fighting early on. So that'll be one to keep an eye on for sure. This is always an interesting one over here, but I do feel like Dog Red will probably want to rotate away from that fight. So definitely gonna be one to keep an eye on as we get ready to load in. We've seen a ton of the zones over here by City Hall, so that could prove pretty good for Weibo. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. And we do see this first pull, so this could be the one that's here.
16th of May, which is going to be insane.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what this one is. There's like 2 zones I've ever seen over in Neon, but I do think it's going to be a street market zone if I had to guess.
APAC's in, what is that, 2 weekends here from now? But you mentioned we still have 3 more games of
With my Luggets.
before we do
Oh, look at that.
into that break here for ALGS.
This might actually be...
First game here on E District, going to be heading down.
This could prove interesting.
Which is interesting for PXX, a team that's had a relatively high day. I mean, 13 points here.
Yeah, again, you don't really see a ton of Neon Square zones. The couple that I have seen have ended over here. So we'll have to see if that is what ends up happening. But again, I do think more likely than not, it's going to be a street market one that potentially ends like up here. So we'll have to wait and see how everything plays out.
It's going to be an interesting set of games. Now we know that sometimes E District can go in any kind of direction, and with the legends that are still left alive, I'm hoping that we'll see a fair bit of baby comp coming out, and all of a sudden we have the games that we deserve here to finish off B versus C. PXX though don't have zone knowledge either, Q, and it looks like they're maybe moving out of gifted zone.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm not sure if maybe their thought process is a heat check. You try and push out and find an early fight to at least keep yourself warm. I mean, again, we probably don't see too many teams doing that. Maybe just Jackie Chan overextending a little bit here. And do they get caught out is the question. They've got at least shots getting sent their way here by EDG. Currently a duo on that rooftop as 174 has to continue closing the distance. The good news is they are the altar. They can do so relatively quickly. And it looks like EDG for now isn't worried about pushing off to the opposite building either.
And they're going to take it slow for now. The XX. Maybe they think it's pulling out the back here. Let's give them a little bit of credit. Maybe they know where zone is. As it does look like they are moving towards that area. And
yeah, definitely got quite the variety of comps here. We got a Bang Seer Alter comp coming out for TYK. Yeah, Gibby Watson Alter. Gibby Alter Newcastle. We got Gibby Newcastle and Cat. I mean, definitely some interesting comps. I know Cat's definitely a character that is played a little bit more over here in APAC regions, but usually the Cat comes out much later in the set.
So yeah, maybe as much as we were starting to discredit PXX, maybe they do have a read on it, because there's a bunch of teams that are right in this vicinity.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams coming towards this area, and I feel like PXX may just be the goats of the zone.
I guess, you know?
Oh man, we're having fun out here. Fizz 6 also in the position as well. Looks like they get it down on Jackie Chan now. Tell you what, I'm impressed with Fizz 6 right now. Fizz 6 looking to really turn their story around, and at the moment they have 20 points Q after 3 games.
Yeah, Fizz 6 have been interesting because they've had a relatively quiet season so far, split so far. They're sitting down in 27th, but when they do get into the top 10s, they do a decent job of converting them into the top 5s. It's just about getting into those top 10s. We've seen them today do a decent job of being able to stack up some points and see if they can.
Yeah, again, ED should be one of those situations where you see a lot of a little bit slower play, a lot of Evo gathering on edge. So it'll be one where a lot of the action will definitely be coming in a little bit later on.
But instead, these two teams going to be fine with just kind of splitting real estate for now.
And the kidnap with the alter TP gives Wolves their first kill. They get the full kill. Oh my goodness.
What the hell? Crazy Kong with the Prowler. Just getting rid of 2.
Absolutely wipes Ubi off the face of the map. And down they go.
And that was disgusting.
I wasn't sure what team that was when you said Team Oh My God, but yeah, Team Ubi gonna be out of here. Unfortunate for them, and they were a team that you were looking for on the day, and they've been really quiet. We've actually seen them in I think now 2 or 3 of these early eliminations, so they're gonna really have to rely on a strong game 5 and 6 if they want to keep themselves in the conversation at the top. The good news, though, like we had mentioned in the break, Stoney, since there haven't really been anybody that's separated from the pack, a lot of the pack is still close together. So as long as that's still the case in game 4, there's a chance. Meanwhile, Rendang, they currently sit in 5th.
We see VK Gaming going down early.
Well, we had mentioned VK Gaming had been struggling thus far. Game 4 is looking like no different.
Interesting.
It's going to be interesting, Q, as this 3-week...
VK Gaming historically has been really good on E-District, so definitely quite the surprise to see them go out early.
Crazy. I feel like we had so many teams just come back and all of a sudden just really disappeared. TYK was one of them. They were so dominant in those first lot of 5 rounds, I'm pretty sure it was. And then all of a sudden just disappeared. So I really do hope the break doesn't get rid of a lot of teams' momentums, and this is why I feel like teams like VKG,
not much fighting in our POVs, looks like.
Advantage of today, because you don't play again for another 3 weeks.
All pretty chill. We got Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, although
chilling in zone here.
Maybe Genji could benefit from the break. Maybe if there's a change in the meta with the shift.
Big fight out here for the boys over at Dog Red. And they help get it Wolves Esports eliminated here. Some good kills here for Dog Red early on.
Going to be sent back to the lobby as Dog Red look to get cooking.
The XX looking to move.
Yeah, I might have to get rid of
Existing next to QWQ.
a stream or 2 here because it is not running very well currently.
All of a sudden we are a changed region. So QWQ, they're going to relax a bit. Fizz6 also relaxing for now. 17 squads still standing. Round 2 is closing in about a minute's time, and we'll have a look at this zone, and you can see where all the teams are at the moment.
Yeah, well, it looks like where PXX ended up heading is a really darn good call here, Stoney, because they're like dead middle of this ring where it's heading. So gotta love the call for them. Also off in that direction, we have seen at least relatively early, Weibo Gaming had flown in. They had taken control of this building. And they
that'll hopefully help the stuttering a little bit.
In a very, very good spot. But this
I'm sure that was annoying.
Just like they flew in to be able to take the spot, teams are going to continue to take to the sky. Actually, it looks like as we're speaking, it's now that has looked to be able to do so. However, they're not going to land by Weibo. And now also Rendang also trying to find themselves a safe spot as well.
Rendang now looking to stay aggressive. Now down to a solo. Rendang should be able to get this kill. Edward Gaming is a team that stopped Nah from
and Nah going out early. 16 squads here as Zone 2 is getting ready to close.
And we saw them have a decent game number 2, but they did have otherwise a quiet games 1 and 3, and they are on like the farthest westernmost buildings. So if it continues to pull that direction, they're in a good spot. Fizz6 has a couple of teams around them, one of which we had just turned off of was QWQ. I think they might be looking to play aggressive here with the ulcer. That is indeed the case. They push right on through, and
Fizz6 again wins another fight on the day, bro. Holy shit.
Oh my god, Avisan, that may be the best IQ play I have seen this whole split. He just 100-banged all 3 of them as they tried to get through that Gibby bubble. They all got electrified and he all got killed. Avisan holding it down for the boys, gets the 3 kills. Fizz6 now in a great position and they stay alive.
We're going to have a conversation one of these days about that Q also having the stun on top of it, but that's not for now. For now, Fizz6 will continue to try and add to their point tally as Avisan sending some shots off across the way. Let's not forget that you do still have that breach charge, of course, in the Hemlock to potentially buy you some space if you opt to push across the street. But why would you? You've got these boxes that have brought you all sorts of spoils, all sorts of heals, and you know that you've still got plenty of time inside of the zone.
Bam, has League just been your main thing right now? Have you been playing anything else?
Right now, from the boys of Fizz6. They'll be pretty happy with that. I could imagine the comms witness.
Taking a look here. Here's his zone pull, and this thing is going to be pulling well out of Stream Market.
Oh, we're going to have a look at some action though. 2C1M, they're still alive, sitting out here with 19 points at the moment. Dog Red, the team that you were talking about that needs to get it going just a little bit, Q. Just sitting on the outside of zone, well, one of them is, and just trying to see if there's any late comers to zone.
Yeah, I think they're trying to catch you. There's actually a couple of teams that are rotating just to that southwestern side of Street Market. You've got Black Hole as well as you do have 2C1M, and it actually looks like those two teams might be starting a fight. It looks like Fafa Thief might be calling that out, which means there's a chance for them to potentially pull over for a third party. But it looks like for now, going to make sure that they've got safety and nobody else pulling up to turn the third party into a fourth party.
Some Apex and trying to get into the finals. Gotcha.
I feel like we've talked a lot about, and that is Gen G. And, well, they're in a pretty good spot at the moment, Q, that Ziki has the limited Kraber ammo in the hand as well.
Yeah, I've been trying to play a ton of Apex just to get ready for the new season.
So he's just been a little aggressive and confident in himself, and maybe a little bit too confident. He may go down, and he can't get back his portal.
That's tough. The portal just on the other side of the railing. You go down, you can't ascend over that thing, and you're just a sitting duck. You end up falling.
Yeah, trying to become Mountain Wash to Apex again. But you know, I feel like I've just always been washed anyway, so it's fine.
Find a Moby, but it will be Ziki who will throw that ult out as they try to ascend up this hill. But it's a Syracuse.
Gen G definitely struggling at the moment.
G throwing out the
Dexter trying to walk up here.
See, there is a team on the height. That is TYK that is looking to be aggressive here. They do have the Kraber in hand. If he,
oh my goodness.
He goes down. Ziki now can move in. He has the Kraber. He just pulls out the Gibby ult as well. Can he get some more downs?
Trying to walk up on this.
For the boys of Gen G, they really need this. They really need this right now. They need to be careful. It does sound like they got the res.
Black Hole going down here.
Suddenly they're kind of on the back foot.
Yeah, now they're on their back foot, and they're caught in a tough spot as well because the zone.
Yeah, the Kraber just always the equalizer, man, every single time.
Once it starts really closing in on their backside, especially since they are the 2 in the 2v3, they will continue to be able to play from the high ground, and they'll look for some sort of an opening. The good news is you've got Dexter to be able to make sure no sky nades come your way, as we did see that gen had been put down. But for now, it's just kind of low and slow, Stone.
Yes. 2C1M now trying to stay alive, and they like their chances. Grape Soda.
Grape Soda.
On the board, boys, and I like it. Grape Soda.
Getting involved.
Big game number 4. Rendang now looking to be aggressive as well. Weibo Gaming is the team that they may be moving in on. We can see also that Edward Gaming have their hands full. UB Bubble coming out.
Yeah, Weibo really just kind of praying this Newcastle wall holds up. This is a very tough spot for them to play.
That has been reinforced, but they will just have to coexist for now as the chaos is unfolding outside.
Fortunate issue for them is not only do they have all the firing going on that's outside, but you do also have a team that is right up above you as well, and that is EDG, who may be looking to play a little aggressive here in just a moment. So DCG will pop that bubble. They're the second bubble here, however. So once that bubble does drop, that could give EDG the chance to peek on through. They've got the shotties in hand. DCG doing enough to be able to keep them at
Here comes a
bay.
swing here on a DCG, down to just a single player.
It is. That Rafe is an absolute psycho. Edward Gaming moving in. It is Gen G as well. Dexter on the backside setting up. They do need to try and get Asia back into the lobby. The best thing about Gen G at the moment is they have the unlimited Kraber in the hand, and Ziki can do some crazy.
They've been playing a ranked or just trying. Well,
With
I've been
just
playing a
one
ranked.
gun right now. We have to wait and see. The
I have
Bernard is
been
going
on
up.
ranked,
Boys, we have
but
12
not really
seconds
taking it like
staying in
uber
round number
serious. Just trying to
I really
feel the
like
game
play
back out
there.
again.
Something small, but you saw Ziki just go ahead and eat that stun right away, knowing that they weren't going to instantly push that bubble. That way, if the call was to push it afterwards, the stun aspect is already gone. But instead, they'll just continue playing around the outside.
We see Gen G finally going down here.
Keep yourself safe as well. Shot gets sent across. Oh, giving haircuts out here, Stoney.
Yeah, Ziki with the Kravers, a scary man. Oh, but
Oh, they just got absolutely peaked from up top by Edward Gaming.
Best spot, and they look good right now as well.
My
We
goodness.
do have another Kraber cam as well, and that is Fuffer 5th. Gen G Esports get eliminated in 11th position. They don't get many KP there either, Q, and that is tough going.
You see Weibo still trying to survive right now.
Moving in with the Kraber.
Gen G, there's something about the back half of these match days. They've just been struggling, and again, not going to make it.
Good as Fizz 6 gets the wipe, and then Fafa 5th absolutely rips off his dome piece.
And full send to their south to make their way towards zone. Actually, quite a few of these teams are on the northern side. Dog Red included will have to continue making their way. The good news, Fafa 5th does have that Kraber in hand, might be able to find at least one opening, but unfortunately that there will be a swing and a miss. Will potentially look to make a play around the altar TP, but instead has to back down.
We need to be careful. This is a tough spot now for Dog Red.
Duzlu's out on Dog Red and DCG here.
Kraber not taking his chances when he should have. Set up a little bit too late as well, and now he's down to a solo, and I don't like their chances here.
Still a duo here for the boys over at TYK.
Mozam's come out, but all of a sudden the nades are coming out as well. Here comes the third party as Fizz 6.
We got Weibo Gaming, the ones being alive here.
In game number 4.
Well, you know what they say, ain't no party like the third party, because the third party don't stop. It's Fizz 6, the third party's the third party. Take them on out, and they are going to have the bubble to be able to hold off from this ultimate as well. The problem, do they have at least some of this? They might have at least enough of this real estate just inside of the zone to be able to reset. Witness Me will be able to play from within the inside.
Oh my goodness, and player K. Can this actually be a Grape Soda win? As we see Weibo Gaming going down here on the left-hand side. Oh my goodness.
Going down. You may as well call this the Kraber game of E-District. Right now, 4 squads left alive, and Grape Soda all of a sudden have come out of nowhere and looking pretty good, Q.
They got themselves a good spot. They basically have had the control of the southern side of the zone for the last like 2-3 minutes. There have not been very many teams that have pushed this way. It's mostly been teams from the north that have continued to push their way down south. Mama Clubs does look like they are going to fall here, especially as
Mama Clubs being the only one that's alive here. Oh my gosh.
Cutest shows that the Mastiff doesn't just bark, it bites as well. The problem though,
Down to our top 2 here. Grape Soda, can they pull off a win? Can Pandas and the boys pull off the win, even though Pandas is not playing? Oh my goodness!
There is a 2v2 situation. It is an R9 versus a PK.
This is going to be really bad, though, for Grape Soda, because you get the Newcastle res coming in. But they get the Renock, and they get the Castle here. It's going to be a 1v1. And Grape Soda takes the win. Pandas, you're so back. You are absolutely back. We take a look at the overalls from that game. Again, it's Grape Soda with 26. It's Fizz 6 with 17, Mama Clubs with 13, Weibo with 7, Rendang and Edward Gaming both with 8, and PXX with 12. You take a look at the overall standings, and that is going to put Crepe Soda essentially from 19th, 18th, some shit like that, up to 4th place overall. Mama Clubs is your number 1 team right now with 41 points. Fifth, 6th, and 2nd with 37. Rendang in 3rd with 35. Grave Soda in 4th with 29. And QWQ in 5th with 29. Because I'm sure if you guys were making predictions for today, that is exactly what your top 5 would have looked like, 1,000%. I mean, absolutely insane. We're going to see a Gibby band coming through here next. And really look at the overall standings as it stands now. Our 9 teams that would be going to land if it happened right now would be SAUL Wolves, VK, PXX, RRQ, Havoc, Mama Clubs team, Orchid, and Ubi would be your 9 teams. So there you go.
Our second most picked legend, the 3 of the 4 games where our second most picked legend has been Alter, yet Alter still continues to survive going into game number 5.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how she is doing it, but well done. I feel like it's at that situation where, you know, when the controller legends just used to keep getting banned and then come back in and come back in. It feels like Alter's just finding a way to be that second legend game after game after game and being able to survive through to a game 6. We'll go and have a look at our top 5 kills and damage leaders. And well, Tracy Dam's leading the way. Jackie Chan 2nd, Ronan 3rd, Was is 4th, and Loki in the top 5. And well, for damage, Wen sitting on top, No Name sitting 2nd, Cuda sitting 3rd.
Yeah, Grave Soda with the dub would not have been on the bingo card, but there you go.
And well, that's another different winner queue in 4 games.
Yeah, it's you know, it's something I know you love to see as far as when it comes to this graphic, seeing multiple teams on it, but not only multiple teams, but all unique teams.
Oh, I'm very well aware of Panda's behavior. I've seen him in Wig and Greek's chats before when they've been playing.
The amount of talent that have really been developing globally over the years.
Yeah, he's always in chat. It's just whether if he says something right away or not.
More interesting, more teams really vying for those god spots, those game-winning positions, which gives us just so much more action stuff.
And if all else fails, he'll just message me on Discord.
2 more games to be had here on E-District before.
As I check Discord and I see his message, and that makes me laugh.
So far, so good.
That's hilarious.
Action have been coming our way, and I feel like there's still a lot to talk about when it comes to teams that have been struggling. And I want to go and have a look at this guy, and it is Gen G Asia. Now, we know how good he is, but today, man, it is just a different dude out on the playing field.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there have been a couple of times that where we.
That sounds about right, man. That sounds about right.
They are a player short. They're missing, you know, the tip of the spear, right? When the tip of the spear is missing, the arrow doesn't quite hit with the same impact, and that's just kind of what we've seen from Gen G. I would say not only today, but at times in other positions as well. I feel like we've seen Asia's has gotten a little overly aggressive, knocked in positions, but when Asia's is on their feet, we know that they have the ability to contend with the best, so don't count them out. They still have 2 more games.
Yeah, we're going to need Asia and the boys to lock in.
Another one of the players to talk about is No Name. He has been farming right now as well. As we're getting into these later stages of the games, it seems like he just gets better as the games go on.
Ages like fine wine, it does feel like over the course of a match day. Yeah, it gets better with time for sure, and the Wolves, while maybe have been a little silent today, always have the ability to be able to pop off.
Yeah, because right now where things stand, Gen G would not be going to playoffs in Split 1. So
yeah, they're definitely great players.
they're down there in 10th. So
really does lead the charge for this trio.
Yeah, he does.
We'll have to wait and see.
It's a dude that just can turn the game so quickly as well, with just a couple of crazy plays that just changes the momentum for the boys. So, you know, it's a team that is really relying on him to stand right next to Wen as well. And, well, QQ, VK Gaming, another team that has really struggled today. VK Gaming, I think, are sitting... Where are they sitting at the moment? I think they're sitting maybe in the bottom 10. They're sitting 12th with 19 points.
Yeah, everything I said about who I thought would do well today, definitely not doing great.
So far in split one.
Caught out Gen G, VK, Wolves. So could need those two at the bottom to really pull through for me. Otherwise, I'm washed.
They put themselves in a position. They have the ability to find that same fragging or that same like fragging spirit right back at any sort of time. I think that's one thing that makes this VK Gaming squad so dangerous is even when they're having a bad day, you still expect them to turn it around by game 6, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Alrighty, well, chat, we are about to get into game number 5, and this is
only Grape Soda POV of that in game GG's.
Hell
yeah.
Getting third, but Grape Soda getting the win.
Hey, we at least got
on the south side
we at least got the Kraber shots though, so shout out to that.
PXX, so a pretty good
There's
game
been something
there
about
for
long
Grape
road skates
Soda.
today.
It has, and Grape Soda, man, they have had a very tough time in these last 4 weeks of Apex, and for them to stick with it and get a huge game like that, these boys are looking pretty good right now.
Now, it is worth noting that they did score a majority of their points on E-District. I think it was their first day of the split. And I think over the course of the split, we've generally seen E-District has been their best map. So they've been able to pick up a map win in map number 4. Can they carry over that momentum? Because you were mentioning still trying to keep their regional finals hopes alive. You need to be essentially top 3. You need those big points here today to be able to at least still have a chance.
Gen G, is that why they haven't been doing well, or is it something else?
Right
Yeah, so what I've really noticed with Gen G is that before, a lot of the comps they'd be going up against wouldn't be like other kill comps. And so they kind of were able to run around on edge and kind of do whatever the hell they wanted to do. But now with how the game is played, you're getting less teams that are wanting to run to zone, and you get a lot more teams that are either running kill comp or they're running, you know, around on edge to get Evo, to get purple perk for Valk or purple perk for Gibby or whatever the case is. So I just feel like for me, like where they kind of were able to kind of freely rotate and do whatever the hell they wanted on the map previously, they just aren't able to really do that anymore. And I think that, like, they'll have to make an adjustment at some point of, like, you know, they can't just really skill diff teams. And they really have to lock in, like, a solid, like, rotational game plan. Because I just do think at times, like, they just are taking fights because they think they can out diff teams. But players have gotten better. Again, the comps have gotten aggressive. And, yeah. I mean, I think that's a big thing for me. So I haven't got a chance to watch their VOD. So if I do that, I'll hopefully have a little bit better of an understanding. But that's just at least what I've been seeing so far.
May not have Tridents anymore over on Stormpoint or Olympus.
Oh, true. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what changes do come across there. We always talk about meta shift ups, but I think usually when people think about that, it's more about you know, within the legends itself. Yeah, if those get taken off, that could be really crazy. I think that also, I guess in a sense, could kind of change up, I guess, legend composition. If you don't have Tridents, maybe you see more regions adapting to the thought process that we've seen APAC South do, which is where we do see Valkyrie getting taken off the board more.
We will. Which, and also, I guess you may see Wraith be used a little bit more than what she is at the moment, but I have to wait and see. 20 squads left alive. Gen G Esports going to do what they do best, and that is probably take their time getting into zone. We'll go and have a look at a team that is making their way to zone. That is Ubi, and they are in Energy Bank at the moment, very close to Black Hole.
They are in. We have seen, unfortunately, a couple of games where Team Ubi have gone out relatively early. Granted, they do sit in a pretty good spot in the leaderboards overall on the split. But it feels like if they were to somehow turn things around here in maps 5 and 6 and be able to put themselves up into that like top 6-ish sort of category, I think while not necessarily having land secured, they would have land all but secured as long as they don't come out and absolutely poop their pants in the last 2 weeks. So we'll see if maybe they have a chance to be able to bounce back. We mentioned earlier, though,
Good comms from Q.
seems to be able to
Don't
have
want them
a really
pooping their
good pulse
pants.
on these E-District games. They're
That'd be
looking to take
tragic.
money early.
Well, the confidence up and about here for the boys of Grape Soda as they won that last game pretty comfortably. They're looking to try and get some more early KP on the board here. And sorry, lads, but this team here has a lot of experience, and that is Wolves Esports. And that's going to be a pretty tough 3 to move in on here for game number 2. As we can see, Grape Soda looking to maybe get away here early on, and that's what they're going to do and get into a better position.
Can they find themselves a building that doesn't have wolves on the first floor? And it does look like that is going to be the case.
Again, definitely will see these E-District games
they
pretty
do have
slow
they have
pace to
one
start with.
decent game, while I think you would say for Wolves, currently sitting in 7th, not quite where they usually expect to see themselves. So would like to maybe be able to make a change in game number 5. They've put themselves in a decent position as far as for now, but this is one of those end games, as they will have to eventually still move even further towards Electro Dam. While has plenty of buildings, if you are one of the last teams, there aren't very many fun playable spots.
FYI, this might be the last game I watch,
with this team across the
just
way,
because I do need to get up tomorrow morning and drive a few hours.
Grape Soda overlooking Wolves Esports, and well, they
So,
made the right decision. That is
yeah, like I said, it might be the last game that I watch. I know there's only one game left after that, but just the extra 30 minutes or so for like the break and then the game to be played out and stuff. I'll just have to see how I'm feeling at the end of this one, because as you guys can probably see, I am getting tired quickly. So we'll see. Usually I try to take a nap before he backs out, but did not get a chance to take a nap this time.
One of our maps that tends to play a little slower at this point. Ring 1 closing basically until about ring 3 closes, just because there is so many spots where you don't really have to share space. One thing that we didn't talk about potentially coming into play more as far as Legends is
It was
the
2 fight here with Wolves Esports. They lose 1. The Newcastle Rest coming out though. Oh, some good shots from Black Hole here as they exchange the res as well.
They're trying to make a play.
God, I always forget that Seer has a double jump in the hole.
If Grape Soda decide to move in early enough here, we could see Grape Soda clean this up. Wolves Esports kind of on the back foot for now. Black Hole are trying to be aggressive, but not overly aggressive. The Altar.
Holy cow.
That is No Name making his way back up to the height. Now they just have to relax and play behind this Newcastle wall.
I think when you were talking about as far as for Grape Soda, I don't know if Grape Soda is going to want to push all the way down here. I think Grape Soda fine with sitting a little closer towards the zone, especially as now, they'll get that information that they will have to continue pulling off towards essentially their northwest, but the northeastern side of this zone itself. Again, it's still Black Hole that continues to knock at the doors here of Wolves. They haven't quite been able to find enough of an opening to fully get the green light up these stairs. You gotta give Wolves the credit where credit's due. They're doing a good job of holding the line.
Black Hole being a little too aggressive. Does need to be careful as Wolves. You may know that one of them, man, he will just be as aggressive as he can be to try and change the game, and that they are. Down goes No Name though, so it's crazy.
Yo, what's up, Jay? The Wall, how we doing?
And that's clean up the rest. Black Hole.
Hope you're doing well.
6 also go out.
Appreciate you being in here.
15 squads left alive.
Coming from the audio only podcast. Love that. Hey, any support we get from YouTube, Spotify, absolutely love it. You guys have been crushing it with the listens on the Spotify. Numbers have been going up. It's been very appreciated.
before they get back together here.
Apple.
As of
Hey, there we
three
go.
is,
Apple
I think, right
Podcast as
now,
well.
gonna be looking to try and utilize this position that they were able to rotate to early and hope to just essentially hunker down for late game.
Appreciate that.
DCG being a group.
Yeah, I'll mention it on the pod next week because I know it's gonna be Enoch's last episode. But it'll be essentially this next week. It'll be 2 years since I went out to LA and met Wyatt and have kind of, you know, gone down this path. So it's a pretty big week for the pod, because obviously not only because of Enoch moving on to some different avenues of life, but again, just, you know, being a part of this now for 2 years, and just, you know, having never really thought about being on a podcast or anything before. Like, it's been an insane 2 years so far. I mean, I haven't gone to Los Angeles, New Orleans, gonna be heading to Las Vegas this year, Japan. Like, it's gonna be, it's been a fun one. It's been sick.
Rotating in, Grape Soda doing well to swing around from where they were. Gen G still.
I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy what we try to do, because in the day, like, I just feel like, you know, and Wyatt's mentioned this before, like, there's just nobody, like, week to week that's really updating people on how things have gone over the weekend, or, you know, talking to players or anything like that. And yeah, no, I just appreciate that's the angle you're looking for, because we definitely hope to reach an audience that is wanting to obviously hear some funny stuff, you know, us just, you know, say stupid shit sometimes, but also get the news of what's going on around the ALGS. So yeah, Bam, I before Vegas didn't know Wyatt, didn't know Kyle, didn't know any of those boys before I went to Los Angeles. I didn't know any of them. So yeah, as long as I've been a part of the Apex pod, I've only, like, really been in, like, the GMP portion for, like, then maybe, like, a year and a half at most. So yeah, it's not been that long, but at the same time, it's been long. It's crazy.
Where do you want to play from, and do you know where some teams are currently at? Because so many teams.
Yeah, I need you to be gassing me up more, Jay. That's very kind of you. I'm glad I can help out, man. It's been, like I said, it's been fun. It's been a fun journey so far. We got a lot more to go. At least that's my plan, is to be around for a while. So this is literally my new sport. MMA, gotcha. Yeah, ALGS is definitely fun, man. It is a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to break down, a lot of fun to talk about. I mean, as much as we obviously have the pod and when we record,
They are in a good spot where enough of a strong finish here in fifth to the conversation.
Oh my god, what I was gonna say, I can tell I'm getting tired. Yeah, I just enjoy, you know, talking about this, you know, having fun. Finally, we talk about this stuff all the time. Outside of the pod, outside of streaming, like all that, like BJ, Wyatt, Jumba, like, we're talking about LGS a ton. So it is, yeah, ALGS definitely consumes a lot of our life.
I feel like they were a team that even before they got picked up, people saw.
Yeah, the breaks in the LGS season definitely make it rough for the content, not gonna lie, but we're gonna hopefully have some better plans for when there's breaks in the future. You know, really hammering home the interviews, whether it's with players or casters or like whatever, which we should have some banger interviews coming out here shortly. We have 2 that are recorded that we haven't released yet, so hopefully y'all will enjoy those for sure.
However, setting shots off in the direction across the way, they haven't been able to find any sort of opening.
Well, I'm glad you think that's a good idea, because we definitely, you know, definitely maybe sort of potentially had some casters as part of these two interviews, so we'll see. Make sure you guys are tuned in. So
to get eliminated at 18th position. This would really be unlike Gen G here in a game.
the coach who's switching regions.
Nice names
All right,
coming
Bandits.
out, though, from Asia. Just needs to hold
Hey,
it down
when
for
Atlanta,
now.
we'll talk, bro.
Rainbow Gaming gets eliminated.
When Atlanta, we'll talk.
Getting the kills there as well. Somehow they're dead. But Mama Club's now also getting into some action.
Now, unfortunately, Mama Club's on the far southern side.
Okay,
of that
bud.
zone, so they'll need to make sure they clean that fight up.
My fault.
Quickly. LQ Dud will
Pandas,
be
I'm
able to
tired.
at
I'm
least get
tired.
the
It's late
back
for
up
me,
on
alright?
the feet. But they will lose their third. We had mentioned how QWQ playing on that supreme high ground.
Who's the
where
coach
they're
switching
at on the
regions?
northern side of the zone. They're still sitting there as they will continue to be able to.
We'll see.
poke and prod away. Was he using
We'll
that
see who's
longbow,
switching
which will
regions.
be efficient in that regards. Dog Red, who we had mentioned earlier, still looking to try and see if they
You
can get
hate
things
me
cooking.
and want
They're
to
playing
okay.
from the low
That's
ground,
definitely what I
opposite side
said.
of the zone, and they haven't
You
really
got
been able
me.
to get much going in game 5.
100% what I was trying to say.
They haven't. Wolves Esports, they're looking to try and get some things going here, and they will get rid of VK
You're an
Gaming.
idiot.
So VK Gaming get eliminated at 17th position, Q. Something very unheard of for the caliber of that team. All of a sudden, VK Gaming on the back foot today. Now we can see
Word for word.
2C1M holding off the push from the team above. All
Here you go.
the
We got
points
TYK in trouble. Down they go.
Look, we're looking to try to stay alive. They get eliminated, but look, all of a sudden, Grape Soda moving in on the backside. They're taking control here of the height all of a sudden.
Taking notes from Brian's book. Yeah, he
Needs
might
to
just
be
be.
careful. Nico as well. Wall coming out. I don't like their chances. This may be all it wrote for Grape Soda, and they get eliminated. Kakoi now looking to try and hold off the push as well. This is just chaos. There's teams absolutely everywhere. The alternators coming out.
Yeah, this
looking
is
there.
insane.
Tries and gets some fences out. It is Team Na on one side, and I don't know who that is on the other side at all at the moment. It may be Gen G.
Gen G is pushing in here as they will now look to try and push up into that height. No, actually looking to try and pull somebody on it down.
They get the knock, so they're going up.
Is Dexter and has the Prowler in hand.
Couple
Cleaning
kills
one
there
up
for
the
Gen
team
G, which they need.
Well, but the question is, where do you go from here? You mentioned the high ground that they're playing with. It does give them at least a little bit of an advantage. They won't have
Gen
to
G
be able to
100%
worry about
needs this
getting
game.
too far, but they will have to worry about at least for one team.
They
it
need
is
this
not
game
in their
desperately.
Rendang now trying to hold the push off as well. R9 coming out for Ronan. He's going to
Yeah, Pandas, that's just a reference to another different podcast.
There's so many fights happening.
It's not good. I can tell you that. It's not good to be compared to him. So I could tell Band to fuck off, but he still made the reference, so I don't really know what you can do at this point.
Game to all of a sudden put him in to a top 4 position going into the last game.
And they need a huge one here, that is for sure. A team that has seemingly struggled in back halves of series might be able to.
Did we
make
see
something
here?
shake. We talked about the position they were in. Now we've been able
Rendang
to
or
get a full
Dog
reset
Red.
here as well.
Dog Red having some issues here in the bottom left. They're surviving for now.
It is Wolves, one of our other heavy contesters, looking to make their way on in. So is Dog Red.
DCG getting involved as well.
It's tough for a lot of teams right now. PXX trying to hold on.
Oh, some good shots.
On this rotate. 11 squads still standing right now, chat. 11 squads in zone number 5. PXX getting dragged through the
Oh my goodness.
Just get her
Gets
back.
absolutely ripped
Doesn't have to happen. QWQ
through that
trying
portal.
they were trying to stay alive. They get eliminated. Ubi still alive as well. Gen G at the same time being aggressive to Wolves Esports, who are underneath them, as well as Team Na. 10 squads still standing. Triple take in the hand for Ronan, and it is all
How is he alive?
How is Ronan staying alive here? Looking for a single cell to give them
And
some
down he
hope.
goes. Down to our top 8 here.
Wonder who was going to find them out in the open. Now it's EDG who's trying to play behind the Moby shield. Will eventually lose the cover from there. Ubi has been able to get back to a full trio, back onto their feet, and if we're being honest, Ubi in quite a decent spot as long as they can watch. It is PXX who has also been able to reset off to their southwest.
Ubi here in a pretty good spot with where they're playing. Should be able to avoid a lot of the traffic that's be coming from the height here. So we'll have to see with Alter in play especially. This will be an interesting one for sure. As we do see DCG trying to take some fights. Down 1 goes, but he is able to be Newcastle res, so they should be back to a full 3.
Now they need to worry about Nah and Wolves, but this is where it gets interesting for the team of Genji.
Yeah, it's really tough because while you did have the high ground, you're now going to be one of the first teams to move, and surely at least somebody going to be looking off in your direction. PXX will go out in the 8th spot, and surely we're going to be seeing another couple of teams joining them here soon. It will be DCG, however, who gets back up onto their feet and should be able to reset, but the problem is Gen G now looking their way.
Here goes Gen G. They just drop on Nah and absolutely wipe them off the map. Holy.
Gen G now looking across the way. Beautiful shots.
And some more great shots there. That's on the DCG. Edward Gaming going down in 5th place.
Are on the other side. They don't know it's Wolves, but they know there's a team there. They might scan and queue through the wall. That's exactly
Here comes the Q. What a play. What a play here. Down to 1 more, but they are still weak as well. The swing here by Zicky. And Zicky with the wipe there as well. Oh my god, is he going to be able to pull off this res? The other teams are fighting right now down below.
They're all by themselves. The other 3 teams are all on the southwestern side of this zone.
Kikoya diving in here. Ubi goes down. DCG goes down, so it's going to be Gen G here. Oh my god. And Gen G! Gen G with the dub! That's what we needed! That's what we needed! Alright, I'm staying awake. That reinvigorated me. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm watching the last game. I need to see Gen G pull this off.
I'm not gonna lie, there is that position earlier on where it looked like Gen G was in a little bit of trouble, and I was thinking I was in
Gen G with the dub there. In game number 5. That is a 22-point win. We've got Kikoy there in 2nd with 26. Huge game for Kikoy. DCG there in 3rd with 8. Ubi in 4th with 8. And Wolves Esports in 5th with 14. I don't know what this music is in the background. Kind of goes hard. Newcastle band coming in here into our last game. But we've got Mama Club still sitting in 1st, tied with Wolves at 43. But here's they have the tiebreaker. And then Gen G in 3rd with 38. And then we have DCG, Rendang, and Fizz6 all with 37. EDG with 36. Kikoy with 33. QWQ with 32. PXX with 31. Grape Soda with 30. And those are all the teams that are 30 and above. And essentially within a win of the lead currently. But again, on the other end of the board here, we've got teams like VK, Weibo, Ubi, TYK, Dog Red. Also some prizes, I think, to see towards the bottom of the leaderboard. So we will we'll have to wait and see how this last game plays out.
It does feel like I think anybody within that top 10, maybe even 11 if you want to throw Grape Soda in the mix, since we do know they have the ability to pop off on E-District. Any of them have a big win. You still have a chance for not even just podium, but depending on how quickly Mama Clubs, Wolves Esports, and Gen G go out in game number 6, you can still take home the top spot potentially.
Then it looks like we're going to have Newcastle as the last band. So, well, Alter makes it the whole way through.
Alter again, somehow, some way is not banned. I just don't understand what this region does not see an altar.
In the games.
Interesting stuff.
Crypto, Valk, Mad Maggie, Gibby, and Newcastle. Heading into game number 6 is going to be an interesting game. We may see a lot more Caustics, a lot more Rampart, and maybe some more Wraith as well. But as you can see, the Seers are starting to make their way out as well here in the games. No Name, well, he's leading the way at the moment for his crew with kills. Jackie Chan sitting 2nd, Tracy Dam 3rd, Blank 4th, and Wazza 5th. And well, the damage, when leading the way, No Name coming 2nd, Blank 3rd, JR 4th, and Cutis in the top 5. That is how it looks so far, and that is another winner, Q. 5 different winners so far in today's games.
Yeah, part of the reason we see the overall leaderboard looking the way it does, right? Not only because we've had 5 different winners, but they've all been around similar KP as well. No one with like absolutely monstrous, say, 17, 18, 20-point wins like we saw last week, but also seeing a lot of change even within the top 3s over the course of those first.
One game left here, and then APAC South will be hitting the 2.5 week break before we come back for some more Apex here. Again, May 22nd is when we'd be seeing our teams playing once again. So yeah, big last match here again for teams to set themselves up for the rest of the season. And again, heading into the roster transfer window as well, which teams decide to make a move, maybe which don't. You know, we'll kind of have to see as things play out
in these games because of the quality of the teams that are in the lobby. So we wait to see what game 6 has in store for us. And I mean, right now it is close. And you're looking at teams like Mama Clubs to try and hold it down as well for a win.
Yeah, I mean, right now, when you look at the top, I mean, it's really anybody's game, which is really exciting to see. I feel like of the teams that are at the top, would I say Mama Clubs is the one that could use it the most? Maybe not, but they are the team that is the ones who could really, they are on a short list of teams that could really use one. We had talked about teams that were kind of towards the edge of the bubble going into today, Stoney. They were definitely one of those teams. So if you could pick up a big 25 points today, all of a sudden you're feeling confident going into the break. So let's see how I would imagine for
looks like here we're getting ready to load into our last match here.
Yeah, I mean, 7th
game 6
are 2 points different. So
yeah,
and it's not just that it's a massive difference in the points, obviously, on the leaderboard, but it's a massive difference of points in the overall ALGS Pro League leaderboard, because 3rd to 7th is a substantial difference in these scores. So, you know, for teams like Fizz6 and Edward Gaming, who have been pretty impressive today, to have a team like Gen G come out of nowhere, get a win like that, and take a position off you when you've been consistent over the last 5 games would be so disheartening. But with the last game coming down to it now, this is where it gets really interesting for a lot.
One more game, Sony. This one here, this is where we figure out how the standings look, not only for today, but at the conclusion of this game, we'll get to see how the standings look for the entirety of the region, with all teams left only having 2 match days left to being played. So we'll have a pretty good grasp as far as what not only regional finals will look like, but at least also what other 8 teams besides VKG we're going to be looking to send off to EWC.
Go and have a look at the map overlay once more so everyone can see where everyone is landing. For Gen G, it is the way of the game, right? If you're on the other side of the map, you will win the game. So Gen G get the victory. On the other side of the map, the game before, Grape Soda got the victory on the other side of the map. So very interesting game so far, with game 6 about to get underway. Hopefully everyone is in the lobby. It did look like it was a little bit of a pause there, Q, but game number 6, hopefully about to start.
You can only hope.
It looks like
especially
we
for the
are
players
loading up
too,
here
right?
now
Only
for
imagine as
our
far as,
last
the
game
I guess
of
you're sitting
the
there waiting
day.
for lobby number 6 to load in. You see that there's 59 of 60 players.
Expect some
You
fireworks
don't wanna go through the
potentially,
whole process
as
of
teams
having
will
to
need some
restart
banger
the lobby.
games
And
to
I
work
do
their way up the
have some
leaderboard.
bad news, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're missing a player from Black Hole. They've unfortunately fallen into the Black Hole, and we are more than likely going to have to run things back. We saw, you know, America.
And of course, we're getting a reset.
This past week, and I couldn't help but think to the back, to myself, in the back of my mind, oh, we're used to that in APAC South. So
Of course, we're getting a reset.
might have jinxed us a little bit, as we've had a few of these here in match day number 6, but. I do think, unfortunately, Stoney, we're going to have to wait just another couple minutes for this last map.
That we will, but there is some stuff for the chat to win. Remember, there's only one game left for them to get involved in the coin giveaway.
Man.
Right in chat.
It's exclamation point APAC South to be able to make sure you can get involved. Remember, it's free to get involved. You get yourself a chance. Who doesn't want some? Who doesn't want some Apex coins heading into the new season, right?
That is exactly correct. And we are here to give you guys some coins. And, well, as you guys know, we have the Apex League Joy Invitational coming up, and that is going to be the Battle of Apex. So I'm going to hit you with the Invitational trailer one more time, and then into a BRB while we get ready to get into game number 6.
Oh my goodness.
Something to eat. We'll be right back right now.
I don't know if I can handle a break. That might be too long for me.
Still have an opportunity. There's only one member left from Sentinels. They don't do it. It is here. BK Gaming. They take the top. That's a raw team. 3 squads left. They got those behind them. They're so
This tournament is going to be sick, though. That is really cool. They're getting all the APAC teams together to play in a tournament. Should prove to be a fun one. I think for this last one, we might just get these streams out of here and just rock with the main broad for the last one. Hopefully we load up though sooner than later, because yeah, sitting here for a long time will suck. Then we can maybe keep like one stream open of a player. We'll at least get an idea of when they're starting back up again. So let's take a look. Looks like what a way to end. Okay, well that's not good that you're already in chat. Assuming you meet a tragic ending. Is that the understanding I'm probably getting, Pandas? Something tragic and sad. Oh boy. That is not what you want to know. That is not what you want to see. Assuming we should be getting back to the main broadcast here shortly. Should be moving slow though. I'm gonna hit a refresh. Fuck it, play Kogath. Kogath? Cho'Gath? I don't know. I'm tired. Cho'Gath? Or Vi? PFI, man. Wait, please tell me the games have started, right? Okay, they're coming back. I was about to say.
Righty, game number 6 is
all right. Decide to stay up for the last game here. Lock in chat. We've got one more.
Game of B vs C is about to get underway right now.
Game 6, APAC South, Matchday number 6. Again, last game before APAC South takes a 2.5-week break.
Wolves is just honestly too crazy in APAC South. After having a relatively quiet day at this thing, okay, I was about to say if it goes stadium,
I guess technically it'd be what, 3
final
weeks?
Game, I was about to lose my mind. It is worth noting though.
I think it's technically 3 weeks.
VK Gaming priority on zone.
Yeah.
We're already smack dab in the middle.
So it'd be a 3-week break.
Team that has been relatively quiet. Despite
before we see APAC South again, so
point average on E District and the second highest average placement finish on E District, they have not been able to finish it. Now that they've been given zone and
Humbert or Stadium Zone, I feel like it's Humbert. Yeah.
Be the game that VK Gaming needed, and that's pretty good. If you're a VK Gaming fan, you'll be pretty happy that they are in a position that they can bounce back with the last game victory. And if you're looking at it, you're going, hey, if Gen G can do it, we know that VKG can do it, because the difference between VKG and Gen G, well, one has won a major tournament, and if they can do this right now, VKG, they'll be pretty happy with their last game of today. 20 squads still standing. A lot of teams looking to maybe make their way in early.
Wraith, Rampart, Watson. Hitting the double controller legend.
Between VKG and Gen G was just a couple of letters, but yeah, there is that whole plan win thing as well, which is a pretty significant difference as well. But yeah, VKG is going to probably get the idea that they don't have to move, because they've already seen so many teams already start to close.
Wolves trying to fly in here, get a ton of damage on top of them though.
They didn't have far to rotate.
2C1N though. Losing out on one. Bangalore going down here as well. Yeah, Wolves Esports is all over them right now. Oh, but Dog Red trying to get involved, and here comes all the action. QWQ eliminated, down to 20 now. Or down to our top 18 here now. Wait, Panda, did you guys go out in 20th? Did I miss that already?
Have been pretty good with their zone callings here earlier.
Okay, I was gonna say you're still alive right now.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of IGLs really being able to step up in that regard. Lots of these leaders of these teams doing their homework and putting their teams in good positions, which means it's all about who is able to outfight the other. And the question is, can Autobots stay on their feet and outfight Nah? For now, the question seems to be Nah, as they've been able to turn this fight in their direction. And not only that, Nah are currently your kill leaders. They seem to be trying to turn up the heat.
Have a look. It does look like we have a little bit of Autobots v Black Hole. Beautiful shots by Psycho. It is down to Josh to get it done, but Black Hole will get rid of Autobots. here early on. 3 squads already eliminated. This is having a little bit of scrims written about it.
Yeah, I mean, right now you do have a couple of teams that feel like they need to move with a sense of urgency, so we are seeing some earlier fights. Even noticing on the map overhead, we've got 5 teams that are way still on the northern side of the zone, whereas normally, because of the fact that E-District has quite a bit of real estate, you have teams wanting to prioritize getting the better of the real estate and rotating relatively quickly. Seems like Black Hole, however, have more prioritized trying to find KP around the outside. They'll be at heights for now. No one in their general direction, and I don't know how much KP they're going to find if they were to rotate straight down south. They could have potentially just given away all the time to be able to get a good spot in zone for nothing.
Esports in a pretty good spot. Closest team to them is Mama Clubs. Now, Mama Clubs leading the way, Q. As we know, very close on the leaderboard. They are a draw at the moment with Wolves, but the reason that Mama Clubs is leading that draw is Mama Clubs has won a game. So Mama Clubs do have that advantage if it does finish on a draw. One team that need a big game, that is VKG, and it looks like they're getting
VK coming in for the push here.
Early on.
They get that first initial knock. This is on the grape soda. And down they go. Tragic. Fort Pandas and the boys.
Bottom 10 after a pretty good victory in game number 4.
As VK Gaming wipe out the boys over grape soda, ending their day.
For them to really be able to disrupt the rest of the leaderboard here, and they'll have to.
Can that be the spark that VK needs?
Don't turn up and push them even further down the leaderboard from where they currently sit. You did mention though, VKG, they do need a relatively big game here, and they do also have Dog Red that's right next to them. They might be looking to try to potentially start a fight.
Here comes support. Try to get VK back into the middle. That might be VK right there.
Just from that last game, but they are 1 point away from the top 3. So it is only
They back up.
a matter of time for Fizz6 to get some more points. But right now they are relaxed and they understand the situation here in our final game. It is very close here, like I said, for B versus C.
See a lot of teams that have already started to take over. I mean, the separate floors over at Humbert Labs, expecting this thing to continue to pull in this direction. I don't know how many more teams can coexist in this general vicinity before the actual fight needs to pop off. Black Hole, while they're sitting in 12th, sure, with 25 points, they can still at least put themselves into a top 5 contending position with a very strong game here in game number 6. XX will push through the queue here. We'll be able to let off a couple of shots of the R99, but not enough to feel comfortable to continue to take the fight.
This here, Zone 2, 16 squads.
In the hand of Easty. Who are they pushing?
Getting a lot of our top teams here. All very close in the standings. So one big game by any of these teams. Hear that? Number 1 spot could definitely change.
I feel like maybe now and Black Hole will still maybe fight here in these next closing stages.
So a lot of that early fighting, Stony, but I think for at least the 16 teams that are left in this lobby, it's going to be back to more business as usual here for at least the remainder of this E-District. Except for maybe, I guess, maybe DCG, who is trying to rotate in on that northeastern side behind a couple of teams. But for the likes of Wolves and these couple of teams that are already here at Humbert Labs, they're just going to continue to lock it down and try and see if they can make sure that no one pushes inside of their doors. Teams like EDG, they'll make sure to replace the fences that were left by the team.
QQ gets a knock on to Fizz6 here.
Possession of this building.
Could be a big fight there for VK if that is truly the intention that they were wanting to do. But the trade back.
Let's go and have a look. Fizz6 Gaming, the team that
Fizz6 is so weak.
And it is VK Gaming versus Fizz6 right now. Avisan did clutch up before the 1v3. It's only a 1v1 situation.
Oh my goodness, this is so big for VK if they want to stay alive. Oh my god, and VK's day is done and dusted.
just like that, he puts himself out.
VK, unfortunately, with a rough day today, going to be finishing, I believe, in the bottom 5.
Just from this game.
Not sure if that was VK ending Fizz 6 or the other way around. I know they had to rotate into zone, but man, that was a rough way to end. I mean, just looking at things right now, they sit third, depending on how the results end, so wouldn't be the end of the world for them, but one also that you're just... We'll have to, you know, regroup with the new patch. See how they look post mid-season break.
Try and close in on EDG and continue to push them out.
EDG playing aggressive. Need to be a little bit careful though as well with TYK. As you can see, 14 squads still alive right now. Nothing really crazy happening at the moment. The only real crazy part is that Wolves Esports have hit the lead by just 1 point here so far with 14 squads left standing. So with 14 squads left standing, round 3 about to begin. Let's go and have a look at where this zone is going to pull.
Continues to pull.
Here's this pull, and it's going to be one of these pulls that pulls a little more south, so yeah, can't wait to watch. And of course I missed it before the map, but that entire southern, or like north east portion of the map, having to rotate into this southern portion down here where this is going to end, is going to be brutal. This will evaporate in terms of numbers very quickly once we see that eventual zone 4 pop and close. So maybe not a whole lot this particular ring. As I say that, Weibo running into some issues here now.
The portal back into trouble. They need to be careful because it's Kukoi.
But here comes Kukoi. And the stick with the Arc Star.
Goes 2. There's one man left standing. Kukoi looking to try and get the victory here on this fight.
Oh my goodness. The stick was insane. But we lose Weibo.
Looking to try and move in as well as Kukoi are in a pretty good spot moving forward. Gen G still alive, but
Gen G going down now too.
Who it is? Gen G Dexter, the last one standing with PXX right on their tail.
Trying to see if they can clean things up, and they're isolated.
Gotta see if they can get the res.
Southeastern side of the zone, they have blank looking their direction from EDG, but it's literally.
But they get the seer scan onto him here.
Dexter, see if they can find the
so I assume this is gonna be the last.
The altar, so does have the ability to play around those portals to try and play.
Did he tube him?
It's just about a matter of wasting time from here. Dog
yeah, he might have fucking
over on this
ditched his ass.
Side of the zone. They've already lost Gop Gaps and Kilo, now getting pushed as well, and I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to stay on their feet.
Black Hole, the boys from Open League looking to move in and get rid of Dog Red, and as we can see, I think there's only 2 members left standing for Dog Red, so Black Hole in a pretty good position to clean this up. Do you overextend though? That is the question. It doesn't matter.
Dog Red goes down to 12 squads here. You see the zone pop here for ring 4. So again, a lot of these teams on this side of the zone gonna be fighting for KP, trying to work their way in here.
But they have been relatively quiet since then. Maybe they can kind of make this sort of like a bookending sort of match day. A good start, a good finish. They're isolated. I shouldn't say isolated, but they are the most northeastern team. They're trying to find a fight.
Oh, the climb up here. Oh my goodness.
We'll be able to keep them at bay with the R99.
Yeah, Easy Flash does go down, so all of a sudden Team Ubi in some trouble.
Easy Flash trying to make a play there, overextends, dies, was unable to get pulled back to the portal as well.
They were moving into position. Oh, sorry, that was Rendang. Rendang getting some kills. So 12 squads left standing here, Q. And not much real estate really left to be had soon.
Oh, Gen G going to be back to a 3, it looks like, on the overhead as they're getting called back in, which is interesting. TYK will be out in that 12th position.
Under our top 11, but I did think I saw Dexter go down in the kill feed, I thought, for Gen G. But maybe, just maybe, they have him back up, it looks like. But now come the rotates in for all these teams here. Let's see who can survive this rotate in.
This team knows how to win last games in groups, and this would, if they win, they could win the day just from this game as well, as they're only 6 points away right now from first place. Wolves
This first place is going to absolutely come down to the wire here.
Beautiful shots coming out from Wen, but DCG looking to move in on the action.
Here comes the push here. Seer ult's going to come out.
The Seer ult to be able to give you a little bit more oversight. There's a Q sent across the way. I was gonna say, I'm not sure if that's gonna hit, but it does dead on hit at least a couple.
Just in these situations, you never really want to be the first team to fight, but they may not have a choice here, as another team is behind them. So yeah, they're just trying to full send this here now, and this is on to Gen G here, and Gen G is out.
Eliminated. Have you potentially gotten caught off here in a third party? You've at least lost one.
DCG now stuck as a duo. It looks like Black Hole are going to get eliminated.
Black Hole down here as well, down to our top 8.
Squads left standing. Who is still
Again,
standing?
not much playable space for a lot of these teams here right now. Our first place
on
team, though,
top.
Mama
Being
Clubs,
consistent from the
still
start.
alive.
They deserve the finish on top as well. Wolves Esports now down to a duo. Looks like they were getting into it with Rendang. Mama Clubs aren't going to overextend this, and that is a smart play as well. DCG now looking to try and get the reset. Rowie needs to be
Oh my
careful.
god, they got the
somehow
res
get the
off.
job done. Can Louis-san get the bat off?
What a thermite. That was rude. Pushes him right on back and keeps him away from being able to find... Or no, the respawn does come off, though. So there's a chance that you get the third back into play. Can you get fully booted and suited up is going to be the question. We had mentioned about...
Mama Clubs now getting pushed.
Well,
2 members
they don't
weak.
extend, but they still do end up getting pushed.
Well, looks like
though.
they are able to get back.
Stay on their feet for now.
Rendang, dead.
Gonna be able to
Kakoi
reset
here.
those look like it as well.
Kakoi, Wolves,
Their main
Mama Clubs,
problem is going to
DCG.
be DCG
All
on
teams
this
within just a
backside.
couple
DCG
points of each
are
other here.
in like a really good position to take God spot as well. So this is going to be an interesting push.
DCG going for the game-winning play here.
By Rowie, they will move in. They get 2 down. There's only 1
Oh my
man
god,
left
this
standing,
might be a
and
DCG.
are looking to take control here in this
Oh, some
game.
really good
Beautiful
shots
reset
by
for
Luson.
DCG, and they're getting KP while doing it as well.
5 of our top 6 teams are still left alive, Stoney, here, and it depends on how these last couple of squads fall. It's
That's just
still
more
technically
KP here. That's on to
anyone
Wolves as well.
DCG looking to try to make a play and at least clean up the last left alive. Shots getting sent across.
I mean,
but
this
not
is
quite
just
enough to get
huge for
up.
DCG right now.
Moving in, being aggressive, beautiful shots.
And
from
Kakoi
Kakoi,
now
eliminating
down as well
DCG
here.
in a top 5 situation, looking to try and get the victory. PXX.
All the other teams here are fighting on this other side. I mean, again, this might leave the door open for DCG to win this.
See some downs, the nades coming in, didn't get through that gap. Beautiful shots coming on, holding the push from DCG on the backside.
The Q into the building here.
Q's coming out, R9 in the hand. They're trying to clean this man
My
up with
goodness.
5 squads left standing.
Honestly, PXX can still put themselves in a pretty solid situation as well if they were to pick up a dub and a decent amount of the remaining KP left. You had talked about Mama Clubs, though. Seeing if they could hold on to that #1 spot. They're going to have to do so as a solo, and with DCG as a trio, and only
Oh my
one
god, the
point
Q onto
behind
Wolves,
them,
and down they go as well.
that gives them the points that they need to at least...
They really
tie
are
things
fucking
up
right
in the
now.
first.
This is insane.
And now DCG has moved their way into first place here
Usually doing this here, Q, and that
by
is
virtue of a
the
tiebreaker right now. And Mama Clubs is just a solo left.
There's only 1 team that
4
is a
teams
solo,
left.
and that's
Edward
Mama
Gaming
Clubs. They're the
PXX.
only man that can
Also
stop
within striking distance if
DCG.
enough points
If
go their
Mama
way.
Clubs gets
Both teams really would
eliminated
need
now,
DCG to
Edward
die
Gaming
quickly.
was still alive as a free man as well.
Does look like, though, EDG get to sit back and chill. It actually looks like PXX is going to be pushing
And he
over
got
towards
his port back.
DCG, which does mean EDG could potentially be the third party as long as that fight does actually
Oh,
start.
and the
problem, though,
stun.
is DCG backs down.
Had to let
DCG
go
is
of
now
his
actually
port.
wrapped around towards where ECG was trying to rotate in.
Oh
And
my
you
god, he's
have
still chilling.
Here on the backside of this fight that could be a little bit of a wrench into things as well.
DCG on the ultimate high here. They are overlooking the teams that are inside the zone underneath them. They need to be careful. You don't need to overextend just yet. The Watson fence is coming out as well.
And DCG jumping down here. Trying to pick up some more of these KP.
They might get eliminated. Mama Clubs is
And
still
DCG is down. So Mama Clubs, by virtue of the solo, lives for now. Down he goes, but it's PXX that takes the dub. I mean, DCG, that just felt desperate. Like, I don't think they needed to really do that.
I was trying to do the math with the KP that was left. I don't
With that particular game, PXX takes first place with 21. Edward Gaming in second with 16. Mama Clubs in third with 10. DCG in fourth with 14. And Wolves in fifth with 6. Kukoi also there in sixth with 11. The overall series standings, though, taking a look at it, Mama Clubs does win the day with 53. And then PXX steals second. I mean, DCG goes from being in first place to, by making that push, drop to fourth. I mean, that is just insane to see that play out that way. So, overall leaderboard, Mama Club's there in first. PXX in second by virtue of that win in the tiebreaker over Edward Gaming, who then sneaked their way into third place. DCG falling down to fourth place because of that decision to push. Wolves there in fifth with 49. And then it goes Kukoi, Rendang, Fizz 6, Genji, and QWQ rounding out your top 10. VK Gaming there in 15th, UB in 14th, some of our bigger names towards the bottom of the leaderboard. What your APAC South picture looks like after 4 match days. We've got Wolves Esports sitting number 1 overall by just 1 point over SAUL. PXX there in third with 70. You got VK Gaming there in fourth with 61. RRQ, after having a god-awful start to the split, sit up there in fifth. Genji worked their way up into sixth. Havoc in seventh. UB in eighth. And Kukoi in ninth place. Again, those 9 spots is what we're looking for when it comes to EWC. So those would be the 9 teams, at least as of this current second, that would be headed to good old Split 1 playoffs. But again, still a lot to play for. We're going to have a freaking meta change. Potentially, we're going to have some new mechanics to the game coming in. No tridents. The res system adding a new wrinkle to it. So a lot to play for. Again, for those who maybe haven't seen the schedule, next time that we will be seeing these teams in action is going to be Friday, May 22nd at 11 p.m., and that weekend is back to a double block, which will be the only other double block of the splits. So not only will they play that Friday, we'll also see teams play on that Saturday as well. And guess what? Your boy is going to be absolutely nuking his sleep schedule that weekend. He is going to be watching everything. All eight groups that are going to be playing between all of the regions. So if you're into this, you enjoyed the stream, appreciate you guys being here. Really appreciate from the YouTube side, from the Twitch side, all of you guys here supporting us, and not only in the stream, but also on the podcast as well. Again, trying to keep you guys up to date on all things ALGS. I'm sure most of you already know, but in case you don't, and you need a reminder of where we're at, you can definitely take a look at the Apex podcast. Links there in the description. Again, if you're already on the YouTube, you're already there. If you're here on Twitch, got the links there for you. just in case you don't have either. But again, I appreciate you all. Thank you again for the support, as always, on the podcast. Again, definitely be looking forward to some interviews. We got 2 of them recorded, which should be dropping hopefully the next couple days. Also be on the lookout for the EMEA broadcast on Sunday. Again, I can't give too much away, but just make sure you're watching. That's all I gotta say. Just make sure you're watching, all right? But hope you guys have a great night. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And for those who are adventurous enough to want to watch APAC North, I will be live for that at, 4 a.m. my time on Sunday morning. But again, appreciate you guys as always. Love you guys. And have a great night.